Hello, everyone. Hi, Mitch.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, everyone, to today's DRL commentary. Yay! It's going to be a really fun one, I think. Rakushane versus LazyHelios, or Helios. Do you know how that name is meant to be pronounced, Mitch?
I feel like it's got to be Helios. I don't know that I've heard it said, but it's got to be Helios.
Okay, we'll call him Helios. um, anyway, this is going to be a really fantastic game. We got a 6th in qualifiers versus a 10th in qualifiers. That means a lot, I think. It's going to be a good one. Mitch, do you have any opinions
Yeah.
as I pull up the qualifier board here?
I mean, the main thing is I think they've both been so evenly matched throughout this entire season. Like, they both had very similar scores on the qualifier. 6th versus 10th is not a big difference. In fact, the total points was 390 to 378, which is a difference of 12 points across 8 matches. That's not a whole lot. That's only a boss and a half per game. And I mean, the main reason for that is mostly just because LazyHelios just had a bit more deaths, had to drop several low scores, and then had a 64 that also affected their final score. Whereas Rakushane had pretty consistently high scores, but nothing that was ever like super high up there. So it has just been a tale of like they get almost the same scores in the qualifier. They then both won their first round in the winner's side by not dying. They both lost their second round in the qualifiers by dying earlier than their opponent. And so it's just been like completely symmetrical at this point. So I think we're going to have a really, really good match either way. And it could come down to an early death, or it could come down to just they both make it to the end and we're like 1 or 2 bosses different because they have been so consistent.
Yeah, I have. That would be really cool to see a non-death game of just who can get the most bosses the quickest. I think that would be a really fun, kind of more of a race vibe, than like well, this guy died and oh now we're like now we're waiting for him to die and oh this is I imagine that we will probably be seeing that. These two players seem pretty consistent. However, obviously mistakes happen. In terms of their qualifier scores, I would imagine that they're both, again, pretty consistent players, not incredibly risky. I don't know. Rakushane has some really high scores, like a 80. So I don't know. Are you familiar with either of their type of play style?
I haven't watched either of them in particular. Just from looking at their scores, I mean, both of them tend to get all the way to the end without much deaths, although LazyHelios has had more deaths in the qualifiers. So I think they're both pretty safe relatively, but if I had to say somebody who seems a little riskier, Helios seems riskier than Rakushane.
Yeah, I think it's really fun to be commentating or just watching a game where the playstyles are so different, because we've seen that a few times now. One of them plays super risky, constantly about to die, but it works out for him. The other guy doesn't, super consistent. It's just really fun to see just the differences and what pays off more, right? And when are the risks worth it? When are they really not worth it? When does it screw you over? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see both of their routes because I know that, as things have developed, the real big difference in routes usually is when do you go to Dragon Barrow, or maybe even do you go to Dragon Barrow. It is that really, really high scaled area that can cause very early deaths if you head there super early. But at the same time, if you head there early and you kill things successfully, you get so many runes to make everything else faster, to make everything else easier, to just, have whatever you want with. You can just, I'll get enough levels to be able to use this weapon effectively, or have this much health, or wear this armor, or whatever it is that you want, you can get it from Dragon Barrow. So we'll see if either of them goes for it, or if both of them want to instead be like, no, I'll save that for later.
Yeah, that's always fun. That's always fun to see when they decide to do Dragon Barrow, if they do, like you said, at all. We started a little bit late, so let's get into some of these weapon choices here. We have that on Rakushane's screen here. He did name his character Jump L1. I imagine we might be seeing a little bit of jump action here. Maybe a big bonk weapon. We do have Claws of Night on Prophet. I'm a big Claws of Night enjoyer. I don't know if Claws of Night is really something that you would want in the Deathless Rando League, but in general, I love a Claws of Night. Are you familiar with this weapon on Wretch here?
Yeah, that is the Meteoric Orb Greatsword, I think is the name of it. It's the Meteoric. It's not the katana, but it's the big colossal greatsword. It's solid, although colossal greatswords I think are a little more sparse. So finding a second one to dual wield and jump L1 with, I think is going to be a little harder. If you'd rather have a colossal weapon, which there are a lot of, a great axe, a great hammer, or even a regular greatsword, I think, than a colossal greatsword. But if you can find a second one and do jump attacks with it, I think it should be very, very powerful.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm just gonna make a prediction here real quick. But we have seen, like, even if you start with a good weapon in DRL, we have seen a lot of weapon variety just because you're picking up so much stuff. And also, chat, if you weren't aware, that there is auto upgrade in the Deathless Rando League, which means that it does allow for the players to be swapping weapons per boss. You know, this guy's weak to this guy's weak to this, da-da-da-da. Yesterday we had a death poker start, and we actually, more than 50% of the match, I would argue, was not even used. Like, they didn't even use the death poker, despite that being such a good weapon. It just wasn't the best for everything in the DRL. It's so interesting to see, you know, just the way DRL playstyle is different than what I'm used to in other kind of leagues and other just Elden Ring challenges and stuff. The meta is so different. And so it's really interesting to see what they are using, what they are swapping to, for what reason. I'm honestly, frankly, learning a lot from these gamers.
Yeah, I think it's really, really cool, yeah, how they will swap around to different things. You know, part of that is the enemy's resistances. Like, enemies literally will take more damage from certain damage types, such as Slash might do more damage to an unarmored foe, Pierce might do more damage to dragons, Strike might do more damage to undead, etc. But it doesn't always come down to that. Sometimes it just comes down to, like, oh, with this enemy, I need more reach, so I'm gonna go with a longer weapon. Or versus for this enemy, oh, they're easily staggerable, I'll use something like the iron balls, and I'll just stagger them really easily with charged R2s or things like that. So it's really cool. I really like, I love that auto upgrade gives those choices. Because one of the most annoying things in some of these Elden Ring runs can be if you feel like you're stuck with one weapon, you don't feel like you get to swap, and that's never the case in DRL. The auto upgrade helps with that. The stat requirements helps with that, where you feel like you can more easily just swap between things. So it's really cool seeing players use their knowledge of the bosses rather than just like, no, you get to upgrade one weapon and that's it, stick with it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I really like seeing that sort of knowledge check that the players are forced to use sometimes, because it absolutely makes a difference. Like in the DRL, how fast 10 seconds of a difference of a boss fight actually matters, and those things really add up, those small amounts. Oh, we have actually started. Sorry, I was a little disoriented because Helios is not in the game, but
yeah, I think it's actually okay if they don't start at exactly the same time, because it is an in-game timer. It's just, it'll be a little bit awkward for us watching when their timers get way off, but oh well, it's okay. That's okay.
So I guess we've started. I guess we're off. Chat, if you are not aware of how this works, they are spawned into the game. It is totally random. Okay, sorry, I'm like so disoriented right now. The point of this is the players will have 2 hours, and the goal is to beat as many bosses as you can. One boss kill equals 1 score over here. It's 1 point. No boss is worth more than the other. Every boss gives you 1 point as long as they have a boss bar. They also have 2 unlocked graces, which is the Limgrave Grace and the Liurnia Grace every single time. And every seed has 2 more graces that are going to be different per seed. And here we see up there in the corner, Angel River and Skidoo Altis. So those can actually really change how a match looks, because, you know, if you have one in the DLC, for example, Skidoo Altis, it's not that convenient because it's really high skilled bosses. You have the chance of dying. Angel River, I actually have not seen in one of the games. I'm not really sure how useful that is, other than I don't know. Mitch, what do you think about that?
I don't think you would use it. The main thing with
No.
Ainsel River is everything is just a trek between all of them.
Yeah.
Like, theoretically, would you maybe go there at some point? I don't know, maybe. But it's just like, it's just so far
The
that
chat is
you're
saying
only going to
no.
go there. Yeah, maybe the very final boss. I don't know, maybe there's one you could find, but like, nah, it's a trek. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, two that are not probably going to come into play with this particular race here that they've got. So yeah, they'll stick with the normal stuff.
Yeah, so you might be asking, oh, then what would be a good grace? Well, one in regular Altis, for example. You always want to have Altis access in the Deathless Rando League because of all the boss options you have there. And so if they don't have Altis access, the next thing they're going to do is look for the Dectus halves, which you see in the key items here. That will help us keep track of what they've picked up. It is random. The pickups are random. So they do want to get both Dectus halves. If they don't, then they're going to want to go through the Precipice or something like that, which is kind of a nuisance due to it's long, random enemies is dangerous, gravity is dangerous, just a whole bunch of reasons why that's not really preferred. And so yeah, graces that we've unlocked, to summarize, not that useful here. Something else you guys should know is they are spawned in with a little care package. We've already seen them do the shopping, which they've just sold a bunch of stuff, but typically it's going to be some armor sets, some talismans, no weapons, but you get staves and seals, no like melee weapons. And typically what you'll see players do is sell the stuff that they don't want for money, and then you're going to use the seal or the staff to upgrade because they are the lowest weight, they are the cheapest to upgrade. And then because we have auto upgrade, they're going to drop their preferred melee weapon and then pick it up again, and it will be upgraded. So just to summarize what we just saw, just because we did have a little bit of a weird start there, just to keep you guys up to date. Also, I did see someone ask what happens if you die. To make the league entertaining and fun to watch and let the players keep playing for the whole 2 hours, instead of the game just being over if you die, what happens is the score at your time of death will be locked. So if you die after killing 10 bosses, your score will be locked at 10. The only way for that to be unlocked is if your opponent also dies the same amount of times as you. So if you die once, you need your opponent to also die once. If you die twice, they also need to die twice for you to be back in the game. So that being said, if you do die, you want to keep playing, you want to keep fighting bosses as quick as you can, because you don't know. The players don't know if their opponent has died. They don't know what their opponent is doing. So you just got to keep on keeping on. Have I missed anything, Mitch?
I think you've pretty much got it, yeah. And then if you have multiple deaths, like each one is like a separate lock at separate scores. So basically every time you die, it's either a lock on you or it's a key for your opponent if they have a lock on them. So you want to keep your opponent with more locks on them by having your opponent die more times. You don't want to give them the keys to unlock it, and you don't want to lock yourself. So that is kind of the idea.
The prediction is looking pretty 50-50. That's super interesting. This is going to be really fun. So, Mitch, what do we want to be seeing today? Do you wish a cursed game upon these players, or are you going to have peace today?
I think we can have a peaceful day. At least not like too cursed. I don't want to see. Last time we commentated together, there was a fall death at 0.
Ooh,
that was too much. That was too much for me. Maybe we can hold back on that. A death, you know, late-ish in could still keep things interesting, but I don't want to see one at 0 this time. That was too much for me.
None at 0. Yesterday, so I have commentated like 10 games at this point, and I've also watched a couple others, of course. And I've actually never seen a Aging Untouchable before yesterday. And yesterday we actually saw 2 Aging Untouchables, one of which did kill one of our players, and it was incredibly cursed. So I'm not gonna lie, hey players, if you're watching, I apologize, but I kind of like seeing the Aging Untouchables just because it's interesting seeing them deal with them, you know what I mean? So
yeah, we already have our first fight here on the board here for LazyHelios, who has gone right in for this Falling Star Beast, but is missing somewhat. Oh, nice. There we go. There's a big hit.
That's a nice damage.
Yeah, this is not bad for starting off the game. This is definitely reasonable. It is pretty slow, and honestly, the poke attacks are missing somewhat on the Falling Star Beast. But okay, there you go. Nice stagger.
That's some great damage on his head there.
Yeah,
You know,
should have it down in just a bit more.
Yeah, super nice, super quick. Should get some decent money from this that he'll use for leveling a weapon or just leveling up himself. You want to be really strong in the DRL. You want to have some good health bar, just because you want to be trading a lot so you can be quick. So we'll be seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, for sure. That has definitely become the thing to do. Weirdly enough, in the Deathless Randomizer League, it involves more trading hits and taking damage than almost any other format I've seen.
Oh my goodness,
Bloodhound Knight Darrell has just followed into Kale. That was an interesting one. Rakushane's just got to get out of there.
Yeah, I was like, why is Rakushane attacking Kale? It was Darrell.
Yeah.
That was almost a little scary. His axe is at +2, his Axe of Godfrey, so I just want to keep an eye out of what levels they're at. A +2 Somber looks like. I haven't seen what Helios is at yet. Probably something similar. That
Helios
really
is
good.
a little higher than that. I think like a 4 or 5, I think, at the moment.
Okay. And here he is now fighting that Bloodhound Knight.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, getting hit a little, though, and some misses. This Meteoric Ore Grape Sword. Ooh, he's got to be careful. Low health. Okay, yeah, finishes him off.
It's hard to greed against this boss. Not because he's, like, a terrifying boss, but like, the way he just jumps around and stuff, it's predictable, but I don't know. It's just, you can't just stand there and attack him, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It is definitely... I mean, like, sometimes you can, because sometimes he flinches with big weapons like that, but then he just doesn't always flinch, so it's like, it's just always risky to send it.
Yeah. So what we're seeing here is a typical route in the DRL, so they'll typically head to, we've already seen some Liurnia, some Limgrave, some of the stuff along the beach here, checking the shops around, and this is pretty classic. They're not exactly on the same route, but something like this, these early bosses, is pretty typical to see in the DRL. Later, it might be fun to see if they end up diverging. Someone goes to Dragon Barrow, someone goes... Hell, go to Ansel River, maybe.
Okay, maybe don't do that. Maybe go somewhere that is not Ansel River, but...
We'll see.
Yeah, totally. If we see them diverge, it'll be interesting to see when they diverge, how they diverge, and if somebody's route ends up a lot better. Sometimes you don't even know which route is going to be better. It's not like, oh, there's just this better route, but people don't do it. It's like, well, wherever you go, if you happen to get, let's say, a Remembrance, which is worth a ton of runes, nice, then that's going to be a lot better for you than if somebody else goes another way, and then what drops is, you know, some, like, cracked pots or something, and you're like, okay, well, I don't need those. So it is just going to come down to the randomness. There is no set in stone definite best route. There is just, you know, a lot of routes that have a good chance of being pretty good, and we'll see what they go for. We already all have a lead for LazyHelios with a score of 3-1, and I feel like he maybe is even slightly more set up on his weapon already. Like, I feel like this is a nice start for Helios, and a little bit of a slow start for Rakushane.
Tibia Mariner spawned outside of the walls.
He can maybe still hit him. Oh, a little bit, but
kind of. He will be teleporting.
He doesn't have enough mana.
Right?
Yeah, I wonder if this is gonna happen to Rakushane as well. It does. Yeah, they're both getting it. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's so cursed. Oh, God.
That is very cursed. Okay, they're both still able to hit it, though. Helios almost has it down. Okay, there we go. Nice job, just sticking with it. Oh, and Rakushane honestly had almost no problem.
Okay, nice.
Slam, there it is. Okay, okay.
A chatter did mention that Rakushane dropped his sword and forgot to pick it up and lost it. I was wondering why he switched over to the axe. I guess that's why.
I might like the axe better as a personal pick, but
I mean, it's
you do want to have more options and not less.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I can't really blame him. There's a lot going on in these, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
If he finds a second axe at some point to pair with it, I don't think he will mind losing the greatsword whatsoever.
Right, and again, I mean, they switch weapons all the time. It's not like that the meteoric sword was like, you know, the best thing of all time. I think, like, it's gonna be fine, you know?
Yeah, it will totally be fine. They are grabbing some things as they go along the way places. This is, of course, still a randomizer. So grabbing random items can always find you something cool. It can find you, you know, an armor piece that's really good, like Rakshasas that gives you extra damage. It can find you money. It could find you upgrade stones, although you don't really need those because you could buy them. But hey, at least it'd save you money, things like that. So they do like to go and pick up items here. Even in such a rushy format as this, like, there's just always chances that you're gonna find something real good.
Yeah, I mean, damage is really important here, and I mean defense obviously too. So yeah, finding a talisman or something that gives you either of those would be really great. Or like if you got a jumping build going on, getting the bird armor to give you jumping, higher jump damage. We do have Rakshasa here, who's known to be a little bit of a menace.
A little bit. DLC NPCs can be tough, but luckily the scaling here is quite low. But the weed cutter almost got it with the bleed loss. Got to be so careful. Down to 3 heals at this point. Gets tagged again. Not what you want to see.
Okay.
Ooh, tagged once again.
Oh my God, Rocket Shane has to be careful.
Is it gonna combo?
No.
Okay, didn't quite combo.
Oh
Resting,
my God.
that's a smart choice. That's a smart choice. Just reset the interaction.
Is he just out of there?
A big miss from Helios. Okay. Okay, Helios is doing a little bit better here.
Yeah,
nice jumping over the weed cutter.
The jumps
I
are
really
nice
like
there.
that.
Yeah, that's super nice.
Oh, okay. I think... Oh, gets tagged by the weed cutter again, though. You can't just stagger through that. The hyper armor on Rakshasa is big, and Rakshasa does get a chance to heal. Rakushane doesn't even go back for it just yet.
Oh my God.
Helios committing, though.
Oh! God. What a
tagged
nuisance
again.
of a fight.
Oh, weed cutter again.
Oh
big
my
lead
God!
loss. Oh my
Oh
God,
my
down
God!
to 1 health. Has to run away.
Please.
Okay, just get on Torrent, run away, heal. Very smart, very smart. That was so close to an early death here.
Oh my
I just said
gosh.
I don't want an early death.
Rakshasa
Okay.
is relentless. And there's the backstab.
Okay, backstab.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my.
Has Rakushane just decided to leave Rakshasa for now? I suppose so.
I think so. Might just come back when they're way stronger. And I think that's a completely fair thing. It's right next to a Grace. It's not like you got to go far to get back to Rakshasa. And it's not like that's going to be, oh, this is going to determine the game, the runes from that or anything. It is not a high rune giving boss location. So I like this decision. If you can skip a boss that's going to be really annoying, you might as well.
Yeah.
Helios having some trouble with the Knight's Cav.
Oh my God. The Night Cav does this. It's honestly so annoying. The boss is like so easy, but he just runs around like that sometimes. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. Especially on that place there, that like pillar that things can fall off of is just always a menace. Anytime that you've got anything that could fall off, somehow they always find a way to just go right off the edge, and then you have to chase them.
Oh, we have an iron ball from the shop here that Rakushane did buy. I like an iron ball, especially if you can get, frost or something. That's nice. I don't know if we do see these kind of small fist weapons. I think range is usually preferred in the DRL, but we'll see if they end up using it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it can be a really, really fast weapon, so I think it would be a preferred pick of me, but it's not the safest weapon because of that small range. A lot of times, the strategies in general is to kind of know the enemy's stagger and know, if I send this attack right now, I will stagger the enemy, I will kill them, and I will live. But with iron balls, there's always just a chance it's like, oh, this attack would have staggered the enemy, but I missed. So now all of a sudden, instead of killing the enemy, you take the hit, and that can be dangerous. So we'll see if they both actually swap to it, or if they're only picking this up as a like, okay, I'm only gonna use this on, this boss that it's really good against or something, or if they switch to it as a main.
We do get the Hugaka, which I have seen the DRL before. I don't think. From what I've seen, the players don't go crazy over the Hugaka in this as they would in like Elden Ring Bingo, for example. But we did pick it up. I am curious to see if they will be using it against some dragon bosses or something like that, because it is really good against them.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see
it does that extra damage to dragons, and especially the weapon art, the Ash of War, I think does even more extra damage to dragons. So it's really, really solid if they happen to find a bunch of dragons. I really like it as well, just as a general weapon. Like if I am not yet having two big weapons to put one in each hand, I think I like Iron Balls the best from what they have. I think I like the Dragon Hunter's Great Katana second,
Yeah.
and then the Axe and the Great Sword I think are both third in that kind of like, yeah, they're both solid, but without a second one, I don't know that I love them.
Yeah, I would agree. We do have some good options though, which is fun. And so, and I haven't really seen any of these being used so far, so I'm excited to see this. I've seen a few Death Poker. I'm tired of seeing Death Poker, L2 spam. So I'd like to see something different here. Do you hate Death Poker?
I hate Death Poker. It took over the regular speedrunning, the any percent glitchless meta, and it's so toxic. It's toxic to obtain in the game because you have to just hope that the Death Bird falls off a cliff. It's toxic to use where you're just hoping the enemy stands still in the Ghost Flame. I think it sucks. I mean, I think it's really good, but I don't like using it.
Yeah, understandable. Also, there is Mitch, is Helios' stream lower quality for you as well? Because I think it's just
a
on
little
his
bit.
end.
Yeah, it's kind of been coming in and out, but it's mostly fine on my end.
I am on 1080p. I think it's just on his end, chat. I apologize.
I think so, yeah.
Nothing I can do about it. But anyway, so far everything has been looking pretty solid. Actually, that's not true. Rakshasa almost killed both of our players multiple times. Other than that, though, it's been pretty blessed. It's been a pretty fine seed, I would say. Other than Rakshasa.
Yeah.
But you know
They've
what?
got some solid weapons and all that, so yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, sometimes you want to be seeing... Well, sometimes you don't want to see Rakshasa at all, but if you have to see Rakshasa, it is better to see Rakshasa sooner rather than later. And I don't know what might be a later NPC that Rakshasa would replace, that they would encounter, but basically,
I mean, Rakshasa can be in any boss spot, so you
is it any boss?
could see her anywhere. Yeah, any boss spot. So,
well, are you sure?
I
Why did
think
Rakshasa just replace the NPC there then?
Oh no, Rakshasa replaced Bellbearing Hunter.
Oh, I thought Rakshasa was replacing Bernal, and then they didn't fight the Bellbearing Hunter yet. Ah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, you do want to see them sooner because then they're gonna be scaled lower, and if they were scaled, Altus or later, then it would be so much scarier.
Oh, both of them 100% would have died if they had those same fights with Rakshasa later. The only reason they lived was because Rakshasa was doing very, very little damage. So
it was a little
very
bit of a
lucky they
blessing.
found her early.
Yeah, for sure. Rip Patches. Getting Patches is bell bearing. We'll see if Rakushane ends up checking the shop. Sometimes the players do, sometimes the players don't. And sometimes there's a really great weapon there that is worth checking, but it is a little bit of extra time. It depends. You want to be smart with the routing on when you want to go back to the round table, get your weapon leveled up, check all your bell bearings. So there is like a whole nother skill in just that.
Yeah, I do think the meta has evolved to checking more and more locations because if you find a good weapon, it makes up for the time you check and then some. It's like so much faster. They do already have a great weapon in Iron Balls, but I do think they are still going to be looking for something even better than that with a jump attack build, because that has become the meta, is the jump attack build. So as long as both of them don't have a jump attack build online, I think they're going to keep checking shops. They're going to keep checking item pickups. They are really going to attempt to make that work, because if one of them finds it and the other one doesn't, the one who finds it is probably going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. We have seen that. We did see a massive dragon there that Helios kept looking back to make sure he's not gonna get him. I didn't see exactly who it was. It looked like maybe a Senisax or something like that.
Yeah, just one of those generic ancient dragons, not a boss version, but just one of them. They I don't even know where all they usually appear in the game, but I know there's at least the ones in like Farum Azula.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so we
Tibia
got a
Mariner
little
should
bit.
go down quick.
We got a little bit of a different path here. We got Rakushane checking out more Margit, and potentially maybe going into Godric, and then we got Helios trying to spawn the Bell-Bearing Hunter replacement in the Church of Vows, which reminds me, chat, some quality of life features that I guess you should know real quick is the nighttime bosses are spawn at any time in this mod, and also no quit outs, because quit outs kind of defies the purpose of trying to not die in a randomizer, because you can quit out when there's scary enemies or something like that. And you can Memory of Grace though, so if you get into a boss arena and you get scared of what you see, you don't want to fight him, you can Memory of Grace out, which is fair, because you know, you lose some time, you lose some money, it's kind of a sacrifice. You don't really want to be doing it if you don't have to, so yeah.
Yeah, and the main thing also is it's scary because Memory of Grace is not instant. You don't just press the button and you're suddenly out. You press the button and there's like an animation. You can get hit during it. You can die during it. So it is a calculated risk that players might have to take in certain situations. For example, if they're stuck in like a tiny little arena with like Deathblight Dancing Lion, that might be something where you just say, I don't want this. I'm out. I'm just gonna Memory of Grace. Or players sometimes will say, okay, I'm stuck in a tiny arena with Deathblight Dancing Lion, but nah, I'd win. I'll continue. I got this. Okay, and we've seen that go horribly for players before, so it is... Do you take the risk? Do you take the guaranteed safety of going out and losing your runes? And, you know, we'll see if that comes up in this match. I do love to see a Deathblight Dancing Lion, because I love to see how players... react to it, how players deal with it. I hate to see it like determine the match, but like I love to see when it like almost determines the match and then players have the foresight to either clutch up or Memory of Grace out or whatever. Like I think it makes for interesting moments and decisions that players can make.
Yeah, I mean, on that note, like it really does make a difference. So yesterday I had a game where there was Romina in a small room. And, you know, if you guys don't know in the chat, the butterflies in the randomizers in general, maybe, or I don't know if it's just this mod, but the butterflies don't get scaled down, so they still do so much damage. Basically, if you're stuck in her butterflies, you're guaranteed to die most of the time in this setting. And so yesterday we had someone quit out during the Romina fight, waste a bunch of time, ends up not going back for it. We had someone else who was playing so risky, stands in the corner and just hopes something's gonna work out. They were like 1 pixel, like the butterflies got him to 1 pixel of health. He ended up killing the boss and gets 1 more point than their opponent, you know? So that kind of stuff is so fascinating. Like, how risky are you trying to be? Are you willing to, you know, like, it almost doesn't work out, but if it does, it's fantastic. And so, you know, wasting time really sucks in these games because speed is very important. So it's like you said with Deathblight Dancing Lion, I would also like to see that because it's just going to be really interesting if they choose to run or choose to fight.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, yeah, those moments are what determine the matches, basically, right? A lot of the match is a little bit of going through the motions. You can gain a couple seconds on this fight, a couple seconds on that boss fight, lose a couple seconds on this one. But those big moments are where we're going to really see players either rise to the occasion or basically get eliminated with a death. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Right. It's also interesting to see if a player does die. Like I said, Chad, they do stay in the game, but the only way that they could keep in the game is if their opponent also dies. So it is kind of interesting to see the way the players' playstyle changes if they do have a death. Sometimes they just start to play way riskier, like, I don't care, I gotta make up for some lost time and just hope my opponent also died. Let's just do anything. But sometimes they play a little bit safer because they don't want to die twice, because if they die twice, it's harder to get back in the game. So I really like to see that as well. I know there's a lot of mental involved in that, a lot of kind of anxiety a little bit, but I think it's a lot of fun. It's really fascinating.
Nice one cycle here from Rakushane on the Yeah, Renala, she can be a slow one if you have to do a 2-cycle or a 3-cycle. Could lose a lot of time, but
Yep.
the iron balls are going great. It looks like he's gonna stick with them. We were wondering if he'd worry about the range there, but looks like no problem on the range. Is just sticking to them, at least for most of the fights so far.
Yeah, I really feel like this is gonna be one of those things where it's just gonna be like we're gonna be swapping a lot. I do love a fist weapon. Chat, it is some of my favorite. However, I really think in the DRL when you have like an Erdtree avatar and you're trying to be quick, but the reach isn't long enough. It's so irritating. Or like a dragon. I mean, I guess you can hit his feet with this, which is fine. You get a stagger, but I don't know. I don't think the Iron Balls is going to be the best in this specific format. Though I do love a Iron Ball weapon. I do love a fist weapon. I am curious to see if Rakushane will disagree with me here. I'm not a DRL player, so I guess I don't exactly know what that would be like. But just based on what I've seen, I do think range really matters a lot. Because like you said earlier, it's just easier to be risky when you have more range and not die from it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And we'll see if the players agree. I do still think both of them are probably trying to find that jump attack build because we have seen it be so effective. Honestly, it's been so effective in this league. I'm waiting for it to catch on everywhere else. I'm waiting for like, you know, us to play randomizers and everyone's going jump attack build. I'm waiting for bingo, everyone's using jump attack build, you know.
Wait.
It feels so powerful in this.
Mitch, I have to stop you right there because when I I don't know, I think it was when I was in season 4 of bingo, I lived and breathed a jump attack build. I loved it. I use it against Rolana. I use it against everyone. I always bought the jump talismans at the start. I lived and breathed jump attack. And everyone told me, including Chris, who's in the chat right now. I'm pretty sure Chris and Aggie. Don't quote me. I don't remember exactly. But multiple people told me that's a waste of your time. Stop doing it. And I was like, damn. Fine. And then I saw that they're doing it in the DRL, and I'm like, yes. And I know the gameplay's a little bit different, but like, I love a jump attack build. It's awesome.
Yeah, honestly, jump attack's really cool. I mean, especially with heavy weapons because jump attacks, it kind of doesn't matter how heavy your weapon is. You're gonna get them out in about the same amount of time. So it's like relative to their weight, jump attacks feel fast on a heavy weapon because it's almost as fast as jump attacking with any other weapon. So it's really cool. As long as you have a power stance.
Well, the thing about jump attacks too, though, is just like you dodge oftentimes, or like you can kind of sometimes hyper armor by doing that, or like when someone swings, you can jump it and also attack. I think it's sick. I started the trend. Fine, I'll admit it. It was me. I'm the reason for all of this.
Yep. It was Parky. I believe it.
But anyway, we do have a Dragon Barrow, and we have a Mesmer phase 2.
Ooh. Early? This is an early Dragon Barrow. Score of 10 heading to Dragon Barrow. I like this.
This is very early,
yeah. I don't know how hard Mesmer is going to hit here, but Mesmer can be pretty consistent. Mesmer can be done hitless. So I am very excited to see this fight here. And honestly, Iron Ball's great weapon for this. You've seen it in like hitless runs. People do it for RL1 runs. Usually they use the Star Fist because it also has bleed, but like this style of weapon, really good for Mesmer.
Yeah, the damage isn't incredible, but like you said, Mesmer tends to be pretty consistent, and I don't see too many people struggle with him, so... Oh, meanwhile, we also have Putrescent on the right side, by the way. We got 2 DLC Remembrance bosses at the same time.
Yeah, the Putrescent a little lower scaled, going down quite a bit faster here.
Yeah.
Nice, and especially because PK is weak to strike. Oh, but Rakushane does not want to keep fighting Mesmer. Did get hit once. It didn't look like it did that much damage. I would have probably committed, but Rakushane does not want to. Is just heading to the next Grace to rest.
I agree that his damage wasn't amazing against Mesmer. Maybe he's not extremely familiar with Mesmer. Doesn't feel super comfortable. I don't know. Or maybe the hill. You know, the hill sometimes can cause some issues with some hitboxes. Yeah. And Mesmer's kind of got a funky hitbox anyway with the snake. So maybe that he just didn't want to mess around with it. Maybe he'll just come back later when he's feeling more confident. Understandable. Didn't really waste too much time there anyway. And he got a Grace. So not a horrible decision in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And fully leaves Dragon Barrow, so just deciding maybe this isn't a seed for the early Dragon Barrow.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice kill on Darrowil. And it looks like we've got Frost on the left for Rakushane, but I think this is just heavy on the right for Helios.
Yeah, I think so. Ooh, nice Crusader fight. Crusader, this is obviously not high skilled. This is Limgrave, but a high skilled Crusader is terrifying. Like he's vanilla is high skilled, and that guy can get so out of hand so quick. He's just got some weird dodge timings sometimes, and you want to be greedy, but you really shouldn't.
Yeah, he's got some things that are potential roll catches, potential.
Yes.
Ooh, Scaly Misbegotten here. I thought the dragon was gonna be the boss, but no, it's just this one little guy on the bridge.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy, yeah. But he can catch your rolls. He can have some frame traps where like you roll once and you get hit right afterwards. Yeah, Misbegottens, terrifying enemies to face, but luckily low scaled, not too bad.
Yeah, that looked like he made super light work of him, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that dragon didn't even wake up. There's a lot of just casual dragons around. Speaking of dragons, we got a Jagged Peak Drake here in this tiny little room. Don't know if he'll pull off even a move.
Well,
so
he got one. Oh. He gets to fly in place.
It's like a treadmill fly. Nice. See, here maybe a higher ranged weapon might be a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I totally agree. A lot of these whiffs are costing a lot of time, letting the dragon get their stamina back or their posture back, so they're not getting staggered yet. Something a little higher range probably would have ended up with a faster fight. In fact, definitely would have ended up with a faster fight. We've got a few more misses. Okay, finally gets it down.
Yeah, not the end of the world, but also not fantastic.
Ooh, Draconic Tree Sentinel on the left. The Iron Balls should do great here. Pretty easy to stick right up next to the horse and just keep hitting it. And yeah, big stagger early too. Gets the phase transition here probably that you can just kill it through. Yeah, really nice fight.
Yeah, I think that Draconic Tree Sentinel with the Iron Balls is super good. He's like stays in place for so long at the beginning. Just gives you so much opportunity to just wail down on him. So, great fight, super quick. I feel like, do you think it would have been worth it to switch to the Dragon Hunter Great Katana for that dragon fight?
I think so. I think it depends on how comfortable they are with the menuing for that. But yeah, I think it would have been really good.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, like, maybe it's just not worth the time of going into the menu and swapping. I don't know. Maybe they just forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if the... Ooh, Vike here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a scary one. Gets tagged by some lightning. Okay, luckily
dodge.
The scaling is so low.
Yeah,
okay,
wow.
not too bad.
Super good. He didn't look worried at all.
Not at all.
Ooh, we got a Commander Nile, who has gone out of hand a few times. I just saw someone die to Nile recently, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that can definitely happen. At this scaling, I wouldn't expect it, but you never know. Oh, nice dodge. Does not go for the backstab, just goes for double charged R2. I really like that. Gets the kill on the Ghost. Oh, staying in for Nile swinging his weapon around, too.
Yeah, I like seeing some of the choices of trades that the players will do.
Yeah,
Not
it looked
just
like
because... Yeah, go ahead.
Looked like Rakushane didn't want the trade, but only got tagged by a little bit, which is not bad at all. And especially at this low scaling, you could trade if you really wanted to. Nice kill by Rakushane.
Yeah, not a problem at all. That guy, I spoke too soon.
Yeah. High scaled, big problem.
Yeah,
low scaled,
Anything with like mobs or like stuff that happens around the boss is like not the vibe. It's spooky.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, there's not too many of those to worry about. I feel like in the DRL, but when they appear, they can be bad. Oh, here's Romina. You mentioned the butterflies. Nice big arena, though. We'll see if Rakushane just like runs far away.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned. And also, a weapon like this against Romina is fantastic. She staggers so quickly. Meanwhile, we have a Horaloo. Didn't even get to pull off his phase transition. Super quick and easy fight. Nice work. Yeah, and there.
The decision by
Romina,
Rakushane, just run. Yep. If you're out of range of the butterflies, no chance you can just randomly die to them. So that is a perfect decision and should finish off Romina in just a few more hits because this is still relatively low scaling for Kaled. Oh, Frost proc too. Very nice.
Nice. I really like that little Strav Romina. Everyone does this. Every like skilled player does this. But you just stand kind of near her, and then she swings the tails around, and it just goes right through you. It's a fantastic way to dodge.
Yeah, it's really funny because it's like, no, those tails are definitely going right through you. You should get hit, but there's just no hitbox there. They just did not program a hitbox close to her body, so it's really, really convenient for us.
Yeah. They tend to wear their weapons in their left hands because, first of all, if they see a Mimic, the Mimic will have the weapon in the left hand and won't know how to use it properly. A Mimic tier, I mean. And also, I believe, because this allows them to use it on the horse. Mitch, is that accurate?
It allows you to more easily switch weapons to it on the horse. So you want to obviously be two-handing your weapon, which Rakushane was not right there, did a little punch. And if you are on Torrent, you can only two-hand your left-handed weapon. You cannot two-hand your right-handed weapon.
Right.
So it makes it a little easier swapping things around on Torrent if you ever want to do your menuing on Torrent. And yes, as you said, the Mimic tier just gets confused and starts trying to punch you. So it's a good safety against Mimic tiers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those small little things that they do to make their life easier. We gotta keep an eye out, by the way, for our key items, which we have found none of. I didn't mention, but we also have the Academy key here, which the players don't really go into the Academy ever, but it does give them faster access to the Bellum Highway and the Dectus Medallion, or sorry, just the Dectus Lift. And it just makes their trip a little quicker. So you want to be seeing that, but if you don't, it's not really the end of the world. The biggest priority is the Dectus Medallion halves.
Yeah, they'll kill pretty much everything that's reasonable before Dectus, just in case they happen to get the Dectus halves. But at some point, they're going to need to go into the Altus Plateau regardless, because it's just so many bosses there. I don't know that you could ever get a good score without eventually going to the Altus Plateau.
Yep, super nice fights from all our players. We got some balls, we got some blue Reddas. Nothing too scary so far. Oh, falling surface.
Ooh, little scary though. This particular position in Kaled, despite not like being in Dragon Barrow, can have a higher scaling than other locations. So the Falling Star Beast is going to take a bit longer and do a bit more damage.
Ooh, great head attack there.
Nice.
I did learn recently, I don't know if you taught this to me or if Dom taught this to me, but that the Falling Star Beast doesn't take extra damage to a strike weapon, which I was under the impression that he did. But no, he doesn't. It's just all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same. You can even use Slash, which seems like, why would you slash a rock? That doesn't seem like it would work at all. But no, it works just fine.
I was going to comment on the Deathray Bird, but it happened so fast that... I couldn't even get a
Pure Blood Knight's Medal. That's maybe interesting. You could go to Moog if you really wanted to. Maybe you don't because it's high scaled and it is a dangerous walking section, but you could.
Maybe they want if they want to later.
Maybe want to.
Maybe they can.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll also see Ainsel River.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Maybe also Skidoo Altus.
The one game they
fuck it, right?
They gentlemen's. We're gonna go to Ainsel River. We're gonna go to Skidoo Altus. We're gonna go to Moog. It's gonna be a great time.
Let's just go to Concert Radon while we're at it.
Why not? Why not? Yeah. From Skidoo Altus, you could make it there.
This would be a fun league in the DLC. I'm just kind of biased towards the DLC. I just prefer it, but I do think this would be cool to see in the DLC as well. I just like the landscaping.
Yeah, or maybe some sort of thing where higher scaled places get more
Yeah.
points per kill or something. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, DLC, that's worth, 5 points per kill. Wow, that's super good. I should go there, or something like that.
Yeah.
Some way to make it shake up a little bit from just kind of doing the same routes would be really, really cool.
We did grab the Dectus Medallion right half there on the Vanilla Academy key drop, which I've actually seen that multiple times. I don't know if it's more likely to be there as opposed to like on a boss or something, or maybe that's just a coincidence. But I do see it there often, and people say, oh, well, not everyone checks that spot, so maybe the other guy's not going to check that. But I feel like they always check it. Why would you not check that?
They should know to check it, that
Yeah.
it can be on that key item location. I mean, the main thing is most of the time you're just thinking about bosses. You're like, what's the next boss? What's the next boss? And so
Yeah.
sometimes it can be easy to forget about key item locations. And most key item locations are not worth checking. The original spots for the Dectus halves, where you have to like climb through a fort, not worth it to check. But that key just right on the ground, you might as well pick it up.
Wait a minute. I didn't realize the Putrescent Knight fight was this tunnel, which is right by the Academy key, and Helios actually did Putrescent Knight, so he did already walk by the Academy key, did he not? I mean, sorry, wait, vice versa. Wait, am I thinking of the wrong thing?
Yeah. It's Helios that just grabbed the key and is now in that spot and fighting Lanciax. Rakushane
okay.
was, somewhere else. I don't remember exactly where. Oh, nice headshot on Lanciax.
Super nice fight. Sorry, Chad, I
That
got
was
distracted.
clean.
No, I heard Egg. I think Eggy's watching the game, and I started hearing myself on the TV, and I got distracted there. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my mistake. That's what my co-commentator's for, all right?
Yep.
I'm not drunk.
Here to correct things. Yep. Correcting the record.
Anyway, no, everything's good. We're good. I would like to see a Consort Radon Phase 2. We don't really see much of Consort Radon Phase 2. But when it's low scaled, it's not even that scary. But I just think it'd be fun to see a proper Consort Radon Phase 2 fight.
Yeah, I do think that is a fun one. I love fighting it with parries. I don't know if the competitors here, if that is the meta or whatever, but I think a parry consort fight is always so much fun.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone do that in one of these games, or actually ever other than you, but it would be cool.
It's so good, though.
It is good, I know. But yeah, I don't know. By the way, I did want to mention this meteoric greatsword, whatever it's called. It's actually really putting in a good work.
Yeah, it's been solid. It's I think it's doing better than my expectations for it.
Yeah.
I expected it to be pretty good, but it's being good enough that Helios has maintained the lead just using it pretty much the whole time.
Right, I agree. I think it's been really, really good, and the range is good. The pokes on it is fantastic. I love a long poke weapon. Really good. And yeah, so Rakushane actually lost this weapon, right? I don't know if it really matters. Like, he's got some good stuff going on, but yeah. I wonder how he feels.
I wonder if he would have used it if he still had it.
Yeah, same. I'm curious. A high-skilled Onze would be really fun. Onze is so scary. A high-skilled Onze is terrifying. If you don't instantly kill him, it's terrifying. So I would like to see a high-skilled Onze too. That would be really cool.
Yeah. I swear, even at low scaling, somehow it still feels like he can 3-shot me. I don't understand it. I'll be like, oh, it's good. He's low scaled. I've got a bunch of health. I'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, oh, there's a frost proc and I'm dead. So, very scary one. But yeah, a fun one to see if they know how to fight him well. A well-fought Ons is a thing of beauty. And a not well-fought Ons is terrifying.
Yeah. We get a remembrance here, which he immediately uses. I think he is planning on going to maybe level. He just used a bunch of runes there, Rakushane.
Yeah, 100,000 runes. That's enough for hopefully a few levels. I don't know. They after a certain point, the runes stop mattering too much because you already have so many levels that every new level becomes really, really expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've hit that point yet for both of them. I do know that both of them have gotten to at least 40 vigor, so they're not going to be hurting too much on health. But of course, you also want strength. You also want possibly dex if you're going to use a dex weapon. I think they'd probably both go strength based on the weapons they have. But yeah, every single level you get will increase your damage. And even if that only saves you one hit in a fight, well, that's like a second you save every fight. You add that up over the course of 70 fights, that's a whole minute save. That might get you one more boss. So really these little differences that you think, oh, that won't make a difference, they absolutely can. They can make a difference of you know, a few bosses by the end, and sometimes that's all a game comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes those little things really do matter.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you know, it's the difference between skipping a phase transition or a phase 2 or not, and that stuff really matters, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, a little bit of trouble here from Rakushane with Horalu. Make sure not to get grabbed here. Okay, that's the easy one to dodge. But did have to run out from some stuff. Nice fight, though, still. Plays it nice and safe. Runs out, does not try to greet it. And pays off. Ooh, great stars here as well. Helios did grab that earlier. I don't think had any intention of swapping, but I really like Great Stars. I think Great Stars is super good, especially if they find a second Great Hammer to power stance with it. But even without, it's solid range, it's strike damage, it's got good posture damage, it's relatively fast, it's not like that slow. So really, really good one, potentially.
You got also a Falling Star Beast Straw that they've both picked up from the merchant here. I do like the Great Stars. I personally would probably use that if it were me. But yeah, we'll see if Rakushane likes that. Is he?
It doesn't look like it. I think they might both also have a double Colossal with the Falling Star Beast Jaw and the axe. That is, I think, a Colossal, not a Great Axe. But I don't see either of them looking to swap to it. So maybe they just don't like those specific Colossals, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the axe is actually a Great Axe and not a Colossal. But I thought it was on the same row as the Falling Star Beast Jaw.
We do have a Melania.
That can be a scary one. You have to get through both phases, so it can be really, really long fight. And even low scaled, if you get caught in all of Waterfowl Dance, that can shred your health. So gotta be careful here. Looks like it's going not too bad here, though, for Rakushane. The low scaling is helping out a lot to make it a much faster fight. Gotta be careful of Waterfowl. Okay, no Waterfowl yet in phase 1. Nice. Just skips Waterfowl for phase 1. Still has to worry about it for phase 2.
What is he looking at here? Oh. Yeah, Melania is one of those weird bosses where you get both of her phases instead of having them split up. Oh, and there's the Waterfowl.
There's Waterfowl. Okay. Oh, gets knocked onto the ground. Honestly, kind of a blessing. Gets tagged by a bit less. Does not get the rot. No, but then the instant clones is rotted. Has to run away while rotted. If he gets stunned,
oh my god! Heal!
I don't think he has time to heal before the rot happens.
No!
Rakushane dies. No.
Wow,
23 bosses.
That was like so lucky for just a second, and then the fact that he was rotted with 1 pixel of health and he didn't have time to heal was so unlucky.
That was cursed.
And the clone attack in that positioning is so difficult.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's super brutal.
And just the fact that it was literally Waterfowl, and then the exact next move was the clones while he was so close that he just got ticked by the rot underneath. Like, that is brutal, brutal luck there.
So brutal. Just skip Melania now.
Just skip it, yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty brutal way to die. It's understandable. Like, I feel like a lot of people would die in that position. That's hard to really avoid, but yeah, brutal.
Very, very brutal. I mean, yeah, and did a pretty good job of avoiding most of the damage of Waterfowl. Yeah. It's just that Waterfowl ended up causing enough rot buildup that once the clones happened, the rot procced, and then it was just a really rough spot.
Yeah, waterfowl into clone is really just nasty. But yeah, he survived it, but unfortunately he was rotted, so he did not have time to heal. Brutal.
But I mean, that's the Deathless Randomizer League. That's kind of the point of it, is sometimes you're going to be put in those really difficult situations, and you know, if you live, it's like, oh wow, you know, that was so amazing, and if you die, that's what happens, you know. But the game is not over. So what happens now is Rakushane's score will be locked at 23 and cannot actually increase above 23, even though he will be killing more bosses, unless Helios dies as well. Then that will provide the key, so to speak, to unlock Rakushane's score, and then it will catch up to all the bosses he's killed. So as long as Helios does not die for the rest of the match, Helios will win. But with even just one death from Helios, it gets back to a very even game.
Yes, and you might be thinking to yourself, because people ask this in chat every single game, why doesn't Helios just stand here and wait for 2 hours and just not do anything? Because he wins, right? Well, first of all, they're not reading chat, they don't have each other's streams open, that's cheating, they don't know what the other guy is doing because of reasons like this. Second of all, that's also just unsportsmanlike. I don't think a single player would actually want to do that. So, so Helios is going to keep playing. He doesn't know what happened, and Rakushane also doesn't know. Rakushane, for all Rakushane knows, Helios could have died twice by now, and that's the mental part of DRL. Rakushain has to keep going, like he's still in it. He's got to keep getting his bosses killed, because yeah, if Helios is dead, then Rakushain is back in it. And they just don't know. So
and we have seen players win after dying. Absolutely happens. We've seen players, you know, die multiple times. We've seen both players end up dying. We've seen, you know, both players end up dying, but then one person dies a second time. Like, so there are just so many ways that it can still play out, that it is by no means over at this point in the competition. So they've both got to play really well. They've both got to play smart. And Helios especially, he's got to play safe to maintain this lead. Not that he knows it.
Yeah. So yeah, Rakushane, Helios does not know that Rakushane is locked. And I guess for the way it would work on Rakushane's perspective is he obviously knows that his score is locked at 23. But he doesn't know that it would be unlocked, because then that would tell him that Helios has died. So at that point, he doesn't know. So he just has to keep going.
Yeah, for all he knows, it could have been that Helios actually died first, and then Rakushane just unlocked Helios. That's another thing that Rakushane could be thinking. I mean, obviously, a death is never good in this format, but, you know, it is also not always the end of the run.
We did have an ADM, which was totally fine. I tend to get scared of ADM just because he's got some weird, like, he's got a few attacks that just do an entire health bar of damage. He hyper armors a lot. It's kind of a scary NPC, and so I tend to be a little wary of fighting ADM. But obviously, if you're not too greedy and if he's low scale, it's not too bad.
Yeah, definitely, it's not too bad. And on Rakushane's side, Morgoth's Great Rune. This is really nice. This is the best Great Rune you could find, because it's just a ton of max health. So finding that is going to make it a lot easier to survive through everything that this randomizer is going to offer, because it's just more max health, less chance that you're just going to die instantly.
And here we have Millennia on Helios' side. Let's see if Millennia gives Helios the similar difficulty that she gave Rakushane.
I mean, that luck was very unlucky, so I wouldn't expect to see exactly that sequence again, but who knows? And there's tons of other sequences that could happen for Helios that could be really scary.
Yeah. Okay,
there's a waterfowl in phase 1, but he's plenty of space away. He should have no problem dodging this. Nice job.
Oof, great dodges there. Nice.
Straight into phase 2. Okay, here's where he's got to be careful to run. Ooh, I really like bringing out the gravity bolt here from the Falling Star Beastjaw while she is stalling out. That was a really smart move there. Get some free damage and some free stagger buildup. Already gets Millennia kind of phase transitioning into her final half phase.
Okay, yeah, this
And
is
should get a stagger
fantastic.
really soon.
Yeah,
Ooh, just
tanks
runs
to
into the
Scarlet
rot, though. That
Wow.
was risky. That was risky, but does pay off with a faster kill here.
That was risky, but it felt very confident. It didn't feel like he was
Yeah.
really nervous about dying there at all. He knew exactly what he was doing. That was actually kind of sick.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. I would not have the confidence to do that in a format like this, but
Yeah.
worked out really well. Saved him several seconds
Yeah.
there, and keeps him with this, you know, 3 boss killed lead, and you know, even further score lead.
Yeah.
As we
fight.
keep going. Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a Chief Bloodhound. Chief Blood Fiend here. This guy is not incredibly difficult, but it's not a boss that people tend to fight often. So it you just don't really know the fight that well, and it can just get a little weird if upscaled. Obviously not a problem here, but yeah, like randomly it can be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, no problem.
Any
here.
enemy that can just bleed you out of nowhere,
Yeah.
it feels like all of a sudden you can get like double punished for one bad roll. So Chief Bloodfiend definitely one of those that can just surprise you with a ton of damage, but not if he just gets staggered and dies like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing sometimes in randomizers. I get excited to see a boss or see how a player deals with a boss, and they just melt him. You don't even see the fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, ADM here for Helios. We'll see if there's a little more trouble. Ooh, almost got tagged by that weapon art. Has to dodge this one as well. Does a nice job avoiding those. Those are ones that can do a ton of damage, even at low scaling. Okay, gets hit a few times by Ancient Dragon Man. Does not interrupt the healing, so a bit of a slower fight. But honestly, at this scaling, it's been totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And also finds Morgoth's Great Rune as well now. So we'll see if we've got double Great Rune here to make it easier to survive things. Let's see, does he see Great Runes? Yep, there it is. So now both of them are just going to have a ton more max health, which should, you know, it's not something you love to see for your Rakushane because you need your opponent to die in order to get back in this. And so them having Morgoth's Great Rune, much less likely for deaths to happen from this point on.
Yeah. We haven't seen them go to any. I mean, we've seen a little bit of Dragon Bear. We haven't seen much else of super high scaling areas yet. So, you know, don't speak too soon, Mitch. Sometimes these bosses can be devastating.
That is true. It doesn't matter, especially if there's something like Deathblight. It doesn't matter how much max health you have. You could have infinite max health and die immediately to Deathblight anyway. So, yeah. Definitely a lot of still scary bosses out there. Wormface is out there with Deathblight. Deathblight Dancing Lion is still out there that we have not seen. So
I've actually never. I don't think I've seen a Wormface in one of these games, or if I have, it must have just been somewhere so quick that they insta killed him. But yeah, I've never seen Wormface be an issue. I have seen Deathblight Dancing Lion be an issue. That one has claimed plenty of lives, so I wonder if we'll see him here.
Yeah, nice skip from Helios there on the
nice first try.
The Falling Star Beast. Yeah, first try. Yeah, honestly, I think I've seen Wormface, but yeah, he usually does die instantaneously.
Yeah. So the match is looking like it's almost half over here, and it's looking pretty solid. Our scores are nice. We have had a little bit of some high skilled. Well, not high skill, but bosses that would be scarier if high skilled. We've had some of them out of the way. It's been a little bit blessed, a little bit cursed. Rakushane still hasn't picked up that deck this half, and we are still looking for the second one. So, I feel like maybe at about 40 minutes left or so is when the players will start to head to Altus. So they do have a little bit of time still to find it, but maybe we'll be seeing a Precipice today.
It could be. It could be. I think. Is it about? I'd say it's more often Precipice than you do find the full Dectus. Is that right? From the ones you've watched?
No, from the ones I've watched, I would say no. I would say maybe like 30 to 40% of the time they take Precipice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is something where they really, really try to find Dectus. I just don't know the math on like how likely they are to actually find it, because they don't check 100% of places. So
Yeah.
it's always just possible it's somewhere they're not gonna go. You know, it could be in Shifra River, which is like,
Yeah.
oh, that's way too slow. I'm not gonna go down to like Ancestor Spirit or something like
Right,
that.
right.
There's just a lot of places where it's just too inefficient to go for, and so if the Dectus half is in any of those locations, then they're just not gonna find it, and they're gonna have to go Precipice.
Right, right. I kind of like a precipice sometimes for our sake, just because it is entertaining to see if it's going to be scary. Because if you've ever done a randomizer, you know the precipice can be horrifying with those enemies around the ladder. And so it is kind of fun, but it is obviously a nuisance and a time loss for both players. Especially, I've never seen this, but especially if one of them goes precipice and the other one finds the Dectus halves. Again, I've never seen that, but if that were to happen, that's a huge time loss for the precipice guy.
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw that in season 1.
Oh yeah.
I think I remember there was a time where that happened, and the person who did not find Dectus lost by the amount of time difference of Dectus, and it was like, man, it really made the difference. But yeah, most of the time I feel like the players know what bosses are good and what bosses aren't good, and so there's a lot of similar total bosses done. The order that bosses are done can be different between players, but most players seem to have kind of like mathed out, okay, this one's good to do, this one's bad to do, this one's, you know, really bad to do. And so you'll see most of the time they will either both get it or neither get it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I mean, an exception could be if somebody skips a boss. Like, for example, we still haven't seen Rakushane go back for Rakshasa. So if it had been on Rakshasa, and let's say he forgets to go back and check it, that could have been some place where it could have made the difference.
Yeah.
No butterfly? Oh, there's the butterflies. There was like 2 butterflies for Helios. I was expecting like the arena to be filled up with them, and there's just not that many.
You know what? Maybe you know, but the butterflies, I feel like it looks like they're in some kind of pattern. Like, because they're not just all around her in an AoE. It looks like they're in some kind of pattern. Do you know anything about that?
I think I've been like told that they're in some kind of pattern, and then I try to look for what the pattern is, and then I never find the pattern. Okay. So I don't.
We need a bird's eye view.
I have no idea.
I am curious.
Yeah, it feels like they're definitely like more so concentrated at the center of the arena rather than at the center of where Romina is for the phase transition. When she like does her attack around her, it seems like they kind of go in a line towards you.
Yeah, yeah. Nice Romina fight there. We have a Lanciax kill here for Rakushane. See, I would have used the Dragon Hunter Great Katana here. Maybe I'm just bingo pilled.
Yeah, I think it actually gets less benefit on ancient dragons than it does on regular dragons.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was more. I think there's a different multiplier that it gets on ancient dragons versus regular dragons, and so it can be a little bit different. I do still agree. I think it's good. You can do pierce attacks on it, which is good against ancient dragons. But yeah, it maybe isn't as like overpowered against ancient dragons as regular dragons.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe there's just reasons that they aren't super interested in it. Maybe it's just slow. I don't know. But it is worth noting that Rakushane has caught up in score, 33-33, meaning that, well, I mean, I guess Helios is just ever so slightly ahead, but if Helios does end up with a death, it could absolutely still be anyone's game.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, Rakushane maybe started out doing some things that were a little bit on the slower side, but then since then, Helios has had to catch up doing those things that were on the slower side. And so now it is very, very close. And now it really is only that death that's separating them.
I wonder what we're going to see with that Mesmer in Dragon Barrow. Is Helios going to be fighting Mesmer the first time he sees him, or is he also going to be skipping? I wonder. I don't think it was a massive time loss for Rakushane there, but just, I mean, it was a little.
Yeah, it feels like they're set up enough. I would expect them to go for it, but yeah, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, if Helios dies also, Rakushane will be unlocked. So the way you can consider it is if they have the same amount of deaths, whether that be 0, 1, 2, whatever, if they have the same amount of deaths, they are both going to be unlocked.
Yeah, as long as they have the same amount of deaths, it just comes down to who gets the higher score. And if they have an uneven amount of deaths, then there is a lock on whoever has more deaths at whatever amount they died at.
Yeah. And I do believe they have maxed out weapons at this point. They've got a few of those capstone.
Yep. Yeah.
To max
I've definitely
it out,
seen as they grab new stuff, it either says +10 or +25.
Right,
so
right.
they are definitely both fully maxed out, which is absolutely what you want to be in a format that's all about killing bosses. Getting upgraded is so important. You know, sometimes you'll see people skip upgrades or not go all the way to max in different formats like bingo, because they're like, oh, I need to rush this bingo square right now. But this is a format that is just all about killing a ton of bosses. So even just getting 1% more damage is going to save you a lot of time over the course of it. Ooh, deflecting hard tier. I would love to see that. I don't think we're going to. I don't think that's the meta or anything. But like, deflecting hard tier is so fun. I would love to see some deflecting hard tier happen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I doubt it. We did also get the second deck this half, by the way, on Helios' screen. I didn't see exactly what the drop was. I was looking at Rakushane's screen. Chat, did anyone catch exactly what it was? Oh my gosh, look at that Rakshasa Revenge with that great star.
There it is.
Oh, that's
awesome.
why
I love the great stars. That looked so much easier.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was so good. It was the falling star beast that he just fought. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
I thought I remembered Rakushane fighting that earlier, but maybe I'm mistaken.
It must have been a different one.
Yeah.
Wait, was it a different one, or did he teleport too fast? He did do that fight. Wait, did he teleport too fast? Is he gonna get that if he goes back into Caelid though?
He should, but I don't. Maybe that was. I don't expect that's the last one in his route. But if that was the last one in his route, if he teleported out too early and he just never gets that, that would be really, really unfortunate.
Oh my god, that would be crazy if that happened. Oh, I guess we'll see. Wow.
I mean, there is only the one more that you would normally do in that area of Caelid, and it's the one that Helios just did in the catacomb. And if you're porting out, I think it's because you're not doing that catacomb. So it genuinely might turn into he just doesn't have the deck to have because he ported out too early.
God, that would be crazy. Well, we'll wait and see, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty brutal if that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice damage there on the Dragonkin soldier. Yeah.
Hit him in the face as he comes down, and that's just a ton of extra damage. I love how much damage some of these bosses take when you hit them in the head.
Yeah.
It makes it so satisfying when you can take them down that quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, get them before they even spawn in.
All right, now both of them, though, in about the same area. They're kind of going right one after the other, with Helios just being that slightest bit ahead if he just killed this hero of Zamor. But as soon as it dies for Rakushane, their number of bosses killed is going to be the same, and it's just like a difference of 30 seconds of travel time. So really cool to see them sync up like this.
Yeah. The fun thing about the DRLs is they're like different paths, then they come together, and then they different path again come together. And sometimes, again, I have not played DRL. I don't know if the decisions comes down to just, oh, this is just the guy who's next to me. Oh, sorry. Ooh. By the way, we got a Plassie in this tiny little room.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get away if he does the big explosion.
Damage is okay. It's not amazing, though, but it's good.
It's pretty good. For Plassie, it's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it is, but I don't think it's enough to
the Falling Star Beast Jaw.
I don't think it's enough to face skip him, is it? No,
it's close. It's close.
Yeah, I think for Plassie, like
one hit away.
Damn. Yeah, damage is good.
We'll see if Rakushane gets the phase skip.
Oh my god, look at that. See, yeah, the phase skip, I like to watch out for the phase skips on Plassie just for reasons like this. Like, Plassie in the small room is just such a nuisance. But it is hard to phase skip Plassie. All right, there it is.
Yep, nice stagger as well from Rakushane. Gets to hit him in the face as well. I think this is going to lead to a phase skip. If he does it right. Oh, that was a bit early on taking the riposte. I feel like could have gotten a bit more damage. The Iron Balls is doing good, but now that he's in the air, it's harder to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, he stays near the ground because there's a ceiling. Ah, still does not get the phase skip. It was still close, though. Close for both of them.
It was close. I wonder if he got vacuumed into the riposte there, which does tend to happen with Souls games sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely does. The only reason I would say I think it was intentional is because you usually R2 with the Iron Balls. If you're R1ing, it's probably to take the riposte. That would be my only thought. But
yeah, I mean, whatever. Both of those kills were really good. Yeah, very similar to each other, and he didn't really get to do anything too crazy, so it's still definitely chill. We do have so many dragons in this seed. Oh my goodness.
He's back in Kaled, but I don't think he's close enough.
Yeah.
Rakushane is in Kaled, but you have to be within range where the boss would have spawned in. So.
Oh my gosh, that actually
still might miss it. Honestly, in the catacomb, it's possible that the catacomb just like snaking its way under the earth maybe will get close enough that he will still get the Dectus half, but I don't know. I don't know. I think this might be the last chance to possibly get it before he just leaves Kaled forever.
Oh my god. Oh,
it doesn't even do the catacomb here.
It would be funny to see if Rakushane just kind of is vibing and randomly gets the Dectus medallion half, and he's like, where did this come from?
He's heading south here. Wait, this gets way closer. This might do it. This might do it. Rakushane is heading towards some of these tunnels over here. Looks like this one's not close enough. I don't know if he's gonna go for the next one though. The next one I think is actually usually skipped because it doesn't have the like. Well, no, I think the next one is done as well, actually, now that I think about it. So this one is the Magma Worm, and then the other one is the Duelist that normally have to go all the way through and, like, pull a lever to open up the gates and all this. But you can just do the skip, where you can do it from the other side from Limgrave. So as long as he does that, I think he'll be close enough to have it spawn in.
Yeah. I am getting a little nervous for him, but hopefully he'll be able to get that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you would not want to both be behind in deaths and not have the Dectus medallion. That would make it really, really, really hard to come back from. Yeah, having to travel all the way to Precipice, and not just that, but having to go through a precipice, and then, you have to fight a boss there, which, yes, you do get a point for that boss, but it's just so long, the trek to it. You don't want to be doing that. Yeah, it's about a 5-minute time investment, and you'll notice based on, usually it's 120 minutes and a score of, let's say, 80 if you've got a pretty good score. That's usually a boss only every about minute and a half. So taking 5 minutes for one boss is really not good, really not efficient.
Yeah, absolutely not. But he might have to see that. God, that would be a crazy way for the match to go because he teleported too soon. I'm like so scared of teleporting early just because
he ports back. This is gonna get it to him. As soon as he ports in, it's gonna spawn in, I guarantee it.
Yeah, wow.
There it is! Dectus medallion left.
Okay. I wonder how he feels about that. I'm curious if he's like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, it does come back for these catacombs. I wasn't sure if he would, because I thought if he was going to do the catacombs, he would have at least grabbed the Grace earlier after killing the bosses, but no, just warps back here to go to the catacombs, so very, very nice, gets it, does not have to worry. We will not see a Dectus versus no Dectus here. They both have it, so it should turn out totally fine for both of them.
That would have been kind of crazy. I do want to point out, I said earlier that the predictions were about 50-50, but in the end, both of the players, I don't know if you guys did this on purpose, 337k on Rakushane and 337k on Helios. It's almost
exactly
exact.
50-50.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's super crazy, chat. Nice job.
Nice job. And if you predicted for Helios, you're probably feeling pretty good. He's ahead by 1 score currently, as well as 1 death. And if you bet on Rakushane, you know, you're hoping for a little bit of a comeback here.
Yeah.
You would need a death from Helios, but if Helios dies, that probably also loses him a boss kill, so they would be identical.
We do have a oops all dragons seed here.
Yep, and they're not using the Hugaka. They have an anti-dragon weapon, and they're just not using it for the all-dragon seed. Very interesting.
It must just not be that good. Like, I actually feel like I do live in this, like, Elden Ring DLC bingo bubble where the Hugaka is really good, and maybe it's just not that good in any other scenario.
The main thing is the way that bleed works. Bleed is incredible against really high-scaled bosses that have a ton of health that are going to take you a minute or 2 to kill, and, you know, like, okay, every time I get a bleed, it saves me 30 seconds. And bleed is meh on a boss that you walk up to and hit 3 times and they die.
No,
so
you're right.
the bleed on it isn't that great. The slash on it can be resisted a lot by a lot of enemies. So it just, in this format, a lot of the big positives for it become small positives, and a lot of the, you know, negatives for it become bigger negatives. So it doesn't fit with the format super well. I still think it's a great weapon. I still think they could use it very effectively against dragons, but it wouldn't be like in everything. Like, for example, Radagon that we see, Radagon is getting shredded by these iron balls, but the Hugaka would not be great. He cannot bleed whatsoever. The slash damage, I believe, would get highly resisted. So iron balls, for example, Radagon, much better weapon to have the iron balls.
Yeah, I think you put that perfectly, actually. It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, if you have an iron ball or something that just staggers really well, I guess that would tend to be your priority.
Yeah, because usually as soon as you get 1 stagger, the fight is over. You've already won. You got a stagger, you kill them. That's it.
Yeah. I am curious to see when we'll be heading over to Altus. Maybe now for Helios. We still have a little bit of time. They do have some more stuff. A little. Actually, he hasn't killed the boss here yet. He just got the...
Ooh, Dancing Lion. I wonder if this is going to be the Deathblight one or if this is the regular one. Is he just leaving? He doesn't even want to find out? No. Okay, no, just repositioning.
Maybe he wants to fight him outside of the church. I feel like players will tend to drag a boss out sometimes.
Yeah, especially the Dancing Line. If it's the Deathblight Dancing Line and you drag him far enough away, the little frogs that spawn that do the Deathblight won't be nearly as much of a problem. So that's maybe the thought here. Yeah, and the Dancing Line is just getting stuck on all these walls. Ooh, big stagger though. Can we skip the second phase? We might not even get to know if it's Deathblight. Yeah, Charge R2 here I think just kills. Oh, we don't even know.
Wow, we don't even know if it was Deathblight.
Don't even know.
Interesting. Okay. It's crazy that there's no other tell. Maybe there is, and we just haven't seen it yet. But
maybe. I mean, I've been told there's tells for moves where I'm like, oh yeah, sometimes they do a follow up, sometimes they don't. You can't tell. And I'm like, no, actually, if you looked, there actually is an elbow twitch on the one that has a follow up, and there's no elbow twitch on the one that doesn't have a follow up. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Classic. Okay,
sure. Yeah.
We'll see when Rakushane goes there. Maybe we'll see then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not like it really matters, but yo, the coldest parry I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Like, literally does no damage to him. Sanguine Noble just parried Rakushane for the love of the game. Was just like, let me just... Hey,
so you gotta send a message before you get killed. That's
literally insane.
Yep.
When some like NPC type characters in Souls games randomly parry you or backstab you, and you're like, okay, bro. Cool.
Okay, all right.
Let's just move on. Yep. What even is that? It's a little bit of a time sink, it is, but it's just like, okay. Yeah. Especially when they do no damage to you, you're just like, cool.
Oh, the other Divine Beast Dancing Lion on Helios. We got both of them. Maybe now we'll get to know what the other one was by knowing what this one is. Oh, he's still got great damage, though. I wonder if he's going to skip the second phase for this one as well. and just not let us see. Oh, no. Here goes the phase transition. Okay, this one's Lion, so he actually phase skipped the Deathblight one.
Yeah, that's
really,
good.
really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this scaling, you're not scared of the lightning one because the lightning, even if you get hit by it, which can happen like that, it just does no damage, so you're totally fine. The only thing you'd be worried about is the Deathblight, but not worried about it on this one.
Nice. Nice. Oh, that's really cool that they were so close together.
Yeah. Ooh, and another great katana, Rakshas's great katana. I wonder, can you power stance great katanas? Could you do jump attack great katana build? I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it.
Is he? No. I thought
It'd
he
be
was checking
interesting.
that for a sec. Yeah, I don't see why he
It looked maybe like he was. It's not good? Why not, though? What's wrong with it?
The power stance moveset is bad. Maybe they should try it so we can see.
Well, I mean, isn't the jump attack moveset for every weapon basically the same? You just hit with them. I feel like, how bad could it be?
How bad can it be? I kind of agree. How bad can it be?
How bad could it be? Yeah. Let's just send it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see that. Maybe you should try it out, Mitch.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Like, again, though, it's so interesting. The DRL, everything is just different. The way, which I just think is the coolest. Like, does anyone else think that's the coolest? That the fact that, you know, I'm obviously referring to Bingo a lot because I'm close with Bingo because I've participated in that. But, like, literally the metas, the weapon metas, the way you fight, the way you act, everything, it's just so different. It's completely different, and I think it's just so cool.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, when Elden Ring started out or whatever, it's like, we figured out, and I know how to play the game, and the only way that you play the game is like this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now, years later, it's like new formats come out and people start discovering, wait, the way we thought was the best way to play isn't. This just, two-hand your weapon and do R1s and, you know, all this. No. Power stance, jump attacks, L1s, really, really just kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure there are people who say, didn't come out of nowhere. I've been doing that for forever. But, like, as far as, you know, what you see and what you see others do and what you copy, it's like, it felt like, yeah, it felt like it came out of nowhere. It felt like all of a sudden somebody showed how powerful it could be and everyone else went, wow, that is powerful. I'm going to copy that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to see it. I love to see the evolutions. Okay, what are we looking at right now? I feel like we're kind of just cleaning up before heading over to Altus. Hi, Margaret.
Yeah, both of them just doing the little bits that they can. They're going to want to go to Altus, I think, relatively soon. I think they also both could have gone earlier. I think if you have Dectus, you don't need to save Altus for last like you would normally. So I you know, maybe one of them will head over there pretty darn soon. But so far they have just been cleaning up, and more cleanup here from Helios.
I wonder if we'll see them go back to the Dragon Barrow, because so Helios hasn't seen Dragon Barrow yet, and Rakashane saw Mesmer and then poured it out. So we don't know who's on the bridge, or maybe they saw. I didn't catch who's on the bridge, but they do have.
I didn't see who was on the bridge.
Yeah, I didn't either. So we do still have that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they'll go back to it at all.
I feel like at this point, the runes in Dragon Barrow are not that big. So at this point, I think I expect both of them to go to Altus Plateau and fully clear it before coming back to Dragon Barrow. I think that's what I would expect to see. Just both playing it very safe, which I think is very reasonable in a game like this. You know, you're fighting for your life. You're in the losers bracket. So if you lose this, you're out of it. So you don't want to take any unnecessary risks going for something that could get you killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say Helios seems like his playstyle is a little bit aggressive, but also not that unsafe. I feel like I don't even know if risky is the right word, but it does just feel like aggressive but confident, you know? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like just so practiced that he knows exactly where he can push it without actually it being a risk.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you know you can kill the boss by running into their move and taking a bit of damage, it's not actually a risk, it's actually a guaranteed win, like we saw in Melania. It was guaranteed that he would kill Melania before the rot ticked him down, and so, you know, as much as it looks scary to us because his health went down to like 30 or 40%, it wasn't a risk because there was no way he could have died. There was no way Melania could have done that last 30 to 40%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really impressive. These players are, like, all of the players that we're watching right now in the DRL, not just these two, but the others that have come this far, super skilled, some of the best Elden Ring players in the world, and it absolutely shows. They have so much game knowledge. It's I'm learning a lot. Honestly, this is helping me out with my Elden Ring, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool how, even just watching things, you just learn new stuff that you get to try out. It's not instantly gonna make you better because you still have to go actually practice it yourself to get good at it, but it's so cool, that just watching others can give you all these ideas for how to improve your play. So we'll see. I'm waiting for all of this also to translate into other formats. I know we keep bringing up bingo, but just into other formats of, like, I've seen so many cool things that people do in the Deathless Randomizer League that I am waiting for just everyone to catch on, and it should just be the way you fight things. Ooh, Deathblight Dancing Line on Rakushane's side. Let's see if we get a second phase here, if there will be a Deathblight this time.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
here it is! Second phase!
Gotta be careful. Okay, good.
Is he gonna stick in? Nice stagger.
Nice.
I think this is just gonna kill.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't even have to worry about it. Woo! Oh, nice job from Rakushane.
I do love this weapon against Deathblade Dancing Line, or just regular Dancing Line, just Dancing Line in general. I love a stagger weapon against them. However, for Deathblade, it might be a little bit spooky, but obviously in that case, it was totally fine. But I do love a fist weapon against some of these bosses.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be a little scared of fist weapon versus Deathblight Dancing Line because I'd be so scared of missing, but the damage on it was really good.
Oh my god, was that a one-shot, one-kill against Tibia Mariner there? I just looked over, he was just already dead.
I think it was 2 hits, but, like, still, that's... wow.
You know what, sometimes I wonder, and I don't know in the chat if the DRL pros have any insight on this, but at what point do you go for Soldier of Godric? Because I've seen players do it at the very end. I would do it at the very end. I think that makes the most sense. But, like, Helios just did it right now. Sometimes they do it early, sometimes they do it late. Like, I don't know, how do you decide when to go? Just, like, random, or?
I think it's just the vibes.
Just the vibes?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like if you're still trying to route and, like, you need to stall for some time, and you're like, okay, let me just go kill Soldier of Godric while I'm deciding what I want to do next.
Oh, that could actually be smart. A little like filler. I like that. Yeah, I think otherwise it's just kind of, I don't know. It's an okay efficiency boss. It's not one of the best efficiency. Otherwise, they would do it much earlier.
Yeah.
And it's one that honestly, even if you forgot and just didn't do by the end of the match, like, it's not a big deal. There's other good bosses as well.
Yeah. It does sound kind of just random then. Here's the second Divine Beast Dancing Lion. Stalling a little bit, but a good fight nonetheless.
Yep.
You know who we don't see very often? Metter. I don't see Metter very often. In these Deathless randos. I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, I guess it has to just be random, but, like, yeah, Metter would be an interesting one. If she's low scaled, she's a complete pushover. But if she was high scaled, and you don't get a nice kill on her, those lasers and various things like that can be an absolute menace from her. So,
is there? I wonder if there's any sort of bias against, which I kind of doubt it because we have Romina in a similar situation. But is there any bias putting her not in a small room because of the lasers? Like, it's basically a guaranteed hit, right? You literally can't avoid that. So I wonder, I don't know if that's relevant at all.
Yeah, I think we have no restrictions on that in the settings, but I wonder if there's some, like, it doesn't matter your settings, we're just not putting meta in a small arena, like, that exists in the randomizer. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, whatevs. Maybe they just see her and then quit out and I just don't see, or Mog out. Nice Gideon fight, very quick. Gideon
Nice
would
Gideon.
took it out of hand.
Yeah, I doubt they would Mog out. I think she dies so quickly in almost all situations that it's probably worth it to just kill her. Like, she's pretty staggerable. She doesn't have, like, a large health pool. Even in the DLC, it feels like you can bring her down pretty quickly with a lot of weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you have a bleed or something. Huh.
Well, we are seeing, I think this is our first Dragon Barrow scaled boss of the run, this Crucible Knight here for Helios. You can see how much longer this fight is taking because it gets the Dragon Barrow scaling. Not just a 3-shot, but instead an actual full fight here.
Nice. Yeah, Helios knows this fight super well.
Yeah, I like the jumping over the tail attacks is always really cool as well. Nice stagger. Knows not to take the riposts because the riposts are just a little bit too slow. It's a very long animation, and Crucible Knights take less riposte damage than other types of enemies. They've basically got like a talisman effect that makes them take less damage from it. Nice kill, though. Very, very clean.
Third Church America, are we going to be seeing a Dragon Barrow now from Helios? Maybe, maybe.
Maybe. Apparently, Rakushane did do that Crucible Knight earlier, so that it was apparently the second Dragon Barrow scaled enemy. But now we're about to see more from Helios, as Helios is going to see Mesmer, and I think he's going to take him on. I think Helios is going to be confident with it. Right? He's got that that confidence about him, and I think that Mesmer is one that, especially with a bit of confidence, you can take out really quickly with jumping over some of his attacks, with just maintaining stagger and punishes. So, yep, looks like it. Looks like Helios is gonna actually go for the kill here, and much better damage than Rakushane had at the start of the match. Very, very nice.
Also, it looks like he originally tried to get him to fight up on the flat ground. Because again, already with some a little bit weird hitboxes on the snakes, I imagine fighting Mesmer on a hill is not really ideal.
Yeah, I wonder if the hill could actually help in some ways, because you might be able to go slightly over or under the snakes, over or under the explosions he does, but I don't know. It's also just weird. If you're used to fighting something on flat ground, changing that up, even if it's better, but you're not used to it, can still throw you off. But it does look like the snakes are missing sometimes, which is nice.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah. But yeah, the fight's going pretty well. I think it's hitless even so far, maybe.
I don't remember if it's hitless, but very, very good regardless of whether he's been hit.
Meanwhile, we have Rakushane heading over to the Dectus lift. He is just picking up some flask upgrades on his way. And maybe we'll be seeing some Altus time.
I think we will. It's about that time. We've come down to it. There are a ton of Altus bosses that you can just like back to back kill, but nice kill on Mesmer from Helios. That is going to be a big influx of runes here as well.
Yeah, I wonder how many.
Well, let's see. It says 246,000 runes.
That's
wow.
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that is half of a Moog.
Half of a Moog? Oh, you know exactly how much Moog drops?
Moog drops 420,000 runes. I know because it's the funny number, and because in Defeat Consort speedruns, that's our main source of money for the run.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Who do we have here? Is this a spawner? No, it's just a little guy. Who is that?
It's the Nox.
The Nox, yeah. And a demi-human chief who isn't really hard necessarily, but upscaled. It's kind of like Mariga, you know, like the demi-human queens, where if Mariga randomly gets a lot of health, then you actually have to fight, you're like, I've never even seen this in my life. What are any of these moves?
Yeah, yeah. The main thing with the demi-human chief is like they can be relentless. If they hit you and you're trying to back off and like reset the situation, they can be relentless on just like spinning attacks that chase you, on like the slam down that tries to roll catch you. But if you get the opportunity and hit them, you can equally bully them, as you saw.
Super good. Yeah, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, chat, I'm not gonna call them all out, but I've seen all the subs and the bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Let's go. Hype train.
And here we have some Altis with a Dragonkin soldier.
Mm-hmm.
So who are some bosses that the players are hoping to not see here? Probably Bale. A high skill Bale probably isn't ideal.
And just takes a while. So much health on Bale.
Skadootree avatar. They never want to see Skadootree avatar.
The 3 phases. Yeah, you sometimes you just run away and just skip Skadootree entirely just because it takes so long. Skadootree not like that hard, but it just takes forever to wait out the phase transitions.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever worth it. I think they would leave every single time.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there might be some situations where you fight Skadootree, but yeah, it's a very common leave.
Name one. There is not a single, unless you have literally nothing else to do. There ain't no way.
Yeah. If you got like a minute left and you're like, I don't have time to get to another boss, I'd take it on. I think that'd be fine.
Ain't no way. I don't even think they would do that because of the risk of dying.
There's that. It doesn't hit that hard. You'll be safe.
Hey, so I watched someone lose a run. Actually, I don't know if they ended up losing,
really,
but they did die because Skadootree was on their ass, and they were like, "All right, let me just knock Skadootree phase 1 out of the way," or something like that, to just get them off my back, and they ended up dying. Oh, it was you, Keijiro? Was it you? Rip.
Oh,
sorry to bring up the trauma. Yeah, that was brutal. That was pretty brutal. Very cursed. Yeah, so I think you're skipping Skadootree every time. There ain't no way.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think you could have killed every single enemy in the entire world, and if only Skadootree was left, you would still not fight it.
Yeah, anyway. I mean, you know, the risk of unlocking your opponent's score, I guess that could weigh heavily on you. Ooh, it's the watchdog with a bunch of little ads. This is actually a scary one. If he can get the crystal darts off and make it start fighting, there it is.
It looks like, that looks good.
Now it should be fine. Yeah, this is slower than just taking it out immediately, but way safer. Having those little guys, they can just combo you with the watchdog potentially. So getting them at least to hit each other helps so much.
Nice. That can get bad. Like I said before, anything where there's ads or like some weird AoE attacks or something that happens other than the boss, it can get really brutal. So that's good to get that out of the way there. Oh, we also haven't
from
seen...
chat. Esker could be tough. Would be because it not only is there 3 of them, there's the guy and the dogs, they cause bleed, so even if you have a ton of health, bleed does percentage of your max health, and so now all of a sudden it's like, oh, even a low scaled Esker can do a ton of damage really quickly. So that's one they would not want to see.
We also haven't seen Invis Assassin. Invis Assassin has also been difficult plenty of time.
Yeah, and I don't think they have any guaranteed way to get the torch, do they? Because all the items are randomized, I don't think they guaranteed get the sentry torch.
Yeah, no. I mean, they'll just fight it as it is. And sometimes, sometimes if you have a great AoE or something, it works out really well. But then sometimes, you know, Invis Assassin is Invis Assassin, and it just is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, that is a potential Mog. I've definitely seen a lot of Memory of Graces for the Invis Assassin if it's just like, okay, I don't have anything good that sweeps the area. If you have something that sweeps, or if you have something like Wild Strikes where you can just continually throw out hitboxes, it can be totally fine, but Iron Balls, I would not take on Invis Assassin. I would Mog out over using Iron Balls.
Too. We have a Malekith here. Me personally, you're just randomly bad at a boss for some reason. That's me and Malekith. Obviously, these players are going to be skilled. He knows what he's doing, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Malekith.
I'm the opposite. I feel like I'm randomly kind of good at Malekith.
Oh,
when
really?
There's a lot of other similar bosses that I'm not so good at. I had to fight him a lot. He was like one of the only bosses you fought in early speedruns because we found a way to skip like everything else, and you just had to fight Malekith with Ice Rain Hatchet, which was okay, but like it was still a rough fight. So I feel like I'm kind of randomly good at him.
All right, nice stagger there. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I was almost getting concerned, but it looked like that was one of those things where Helios knew what he was doing, and I was just getting worried for him for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, you do never want to take some of those attacks that do the what is it called? The Black Blade effect.
Yeah,
where it reduces your max health can be a little scary and leaves a dot on you, but honestly, that's kind of the only thing he got hit with, and otherwise it was totally fine.
Yeah. And in terms of the schedule, yeah, !DRL. You can see the schedule. I actually don't think there are any more matches coming up for a while. Forza mentioned that there's a French like speedrun event happening for a few days, and so I think matches are going to be held off until after. But yeah, if you want to just stay updated with the schedule, !DRL. And you can see what's going on. Keep an eye on the match. Like if you go to the matches tab, you can just see everything, who's playing, stuff like that.
Yeah, and we are down to only a few people left. There's only 2 people left in the winners bracket, and then in the losers bracket we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people left in the winners bracket. So, or sorry, in the losers bracket. So we are down to the final few matches. It's gonna be, you know, under 10 matches left before the entire thing is all concluded, and we will have a full winner to the season.
Yeah, I'm super excited as someone who has like not been extremely familiar with a lot of these players, and also not familiar with DRL, but I got invited to commentate, so I've been learning a lot as we've been going and interacting with a lot of these players, and it's just been so fun. And I really hope that I'll be able to commentate some of those later matches. That would be super hype. Ooh, Bellbearing Hunter with that damage there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Rune Bear here, which is okay, it's not too scary, way low enough scaled. I'm always scared of a Rune Bear. I'm like, if I get hugged, it's over for me. My life, my career as a speedrunner is going to be over. I'll never live this down. But
yeah,
luckily, low scaled, you can just knock him down and kill him.
Yeah, I'm terrified of Rune Bears. I way prefer the Red Bears from the DLC. I think those are actually fun. Rune Bear is just like...
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why are you this hard to fight?
Yeah, the Red Bears are surprisingly fun. I initially saw them, you know, playing through, and I was like, oh, a Rune Bear, but it's red? I hate Rune Bears. And then you fight it, and you're like, wait, yeah, this is kind of fun, actually.
It's kind of fun, yeah.
It's surprising because a lot of the moves, like, technically are the same or, like, really close, but they just feel so much better. The telegraph feels nicer. Like, they don't have that weird instant charge. It's not instant, but, you know, feels instant. And so, I don't know. I like the Red Bears. Shout out to the Red Bears.
Shout out to the Red Bears. I like the Malekith helm that Rocker Shane's got going on here.
Oh, Night of the Solitary Jail here for Helios. Another DLC NPC. They have seen so many DLC NPCs at this point. But as long as you don't let him two-hand his weapon, it should be fine. Yeah, they... Ooh, just like that, jumping over the attack. Oh, catches him out of the air, though. Very nice. That's usually the scariest thing from NPCs is when they do a jump attack. But if you catch them out of the air... Ooh, gets hit again, though. Oh, almost got roll caught, too. Very scary for Helios. I mean, he was still above half health, but like almost started to get comboed there.
They are relentless, some of these NPCs. They're terrifying.
All right, catches him out of the air again. Very nice. One more hit should do it. Nice. The crouching R1s from Colossal Weapons are so good against NPCs.
Yeah. I love to
also, though, he took a lot of damage and is going to be a little lower on healing for the next thing he does because there's no grace between here and Wormface if he goes there.
That's I think
he's actually rerouting slightly to not go for Wormface and instead go for the grace to make sure he's got enough healing.
Yeah, interesting. Something I was gonna say with NPCs, not like it's really relevant in this specific situation, but if you don't know, Chad, sometimes you have a weapon or something that you have kind of an input, and then the attack happens after. But the NPC will roll the original input, and then the attack will attack them after because they have already finished rolling your original input. And I think that is so fun to watch. You know, like for example, the Smith script shield, I believe, is the one where you throw it and it kind of hovers in the air for a second, and then the NPC rolls that, but then it hits them after. I love that. I think that is so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, you see it also a lot with spell casting. Something like Rock Sling is a notorious one where you can use against, like, Melania will do the same thing. You'll cast Rock Sling at Melania, she'll like dodge to the side and then just stand there as the 3 rocks just slam her in the face.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
It looks like Helios did hit a Grace, but didn't sit at it to heal or anything. Just kind of caught it and kept going. Yeah.
Yeah, so this, I guess, just is his routing. So he doesn't go for Wormface right away. I guess that's probably because he's going to do Wormface down to the tunnel later. So that is also a good way to do the routing. I've seen other players like Aggie instead do the skip down to get to that tunnel instead of going by Wormface. So it's just a little bit of a difference in routing here, I think.
Nice solitary jail knight fight there.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are on the same seed. This is perfectly, you know, symmetrical, so it's just about who can play it better. You can almost also see that with, like, they're wearing kind of the same armor. They've got the same weapons out. Like, yeah, they just both fought the solitary jail knight. So it is really cool how it is just who can do this better. So it is randomized, but it's not, you know, it's not as though the outcome is just purely random. It's who does better on this.
Yeah, this would be totally different if they had different seeds. Then it would just be all down to who's luckier.
yeah. I mean, it can still come down to a bit of luck, you know, because you can make some decisions and they work out for one person, they don't work out for another. But, you know, that's the nature of video games as well. Like, there's no way to eliminate it, because even just like, oh, for one player, the boss decided to do their move that stalls and you have to run away, and the other player, they did the move where they just, like, you know, wind up for their attack and they let you hit them 3 times. Right. So it's always going to come down to some amount of luck, but for the most part, the more skilled players have a very big advantage in a format like this.
Ooh, hi Radon. Base game Radon.
Ooh, yep, Star Scourge. The iron balls do a ton of damage to him, but honestly, he's slightly awkward to hit. His knees are like a little raised up, so sometimes you miss them like under his knees. Or like that, where you just kind of slide past him.
Yeah, this is the thing with the range a little bit, too. Just, I love a fist weapon, but man, sometimes it's irritating with the whiffs.
Yep. Nice job keeping him in these phase transitioning moves. Gets the stagger, should be able to kill him here. Doesn't even need the riposte, I don't think, but takes it for good measure. Now actually maybe isn't going to get the kill.
No, no, very close.
So close. So close. Oh, and Lamenter on the other side. Lamenter's a scary one.
Lamenter
Should be totally fine with this amount of damage. But Lamenter does have an instant death effect if you kill none of his little clones. If they just start like comboing you and you don't get a chance to kill any of the clones, then it would be an instant death. I expect we're going to see that Helios is going to at least just hit one of the clones to make sure it dies. Oh, he's looking for the main one, wants to do it speedily. That's not the main one, but okay, at least a clone is down, so we will not die instantly. Trying to find the real one, still looking around.
Oh, bit rate.
Yeah. Especially Lamenter is not good for bitrate. Nice. Gets Lamenter down though, takes no stacks of the instant death buildup. And so should have Lamenter before the next phase. So a nice 2-phase Lamenter, not bad at all.
Nice. Yeah, I've never really seen Lamenter actually cause problems in the Deathless Rando League.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I don't think I have either, just because the places they go, it wouldn't cause a problem. I could see a problem with a Dragon Barrow Lamenter is where I could maybe see it, but I'm not sure I've seen Lamenter be in Dragon Barrow just yet. And if it was, I think players would just leave. I think they would just be like, nope, never mind.
Maybe.
Just kidding.
We got a Royal Revenant here. Royal Revenant, another one of those bosses that in vanilla, I feel like everyone hates. It's super cursed, but I've never really seen it cause any issues in the Deathless Rando League. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, the main thing is just like they can kind of like, you know, do the big attack that does a bunch of damage, but if they're low scaled where they don't do that much damage, like, oh well, I'll just circle around behind him and hit him.
Yep. Nice remembrance there. Some extra money if he needs some, though he does have a lot already. And both of them have a lot of money that they're not currently using. I guess that might be
they're just sitting on hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, probably a level for them now costs probably between 50 and 100,000, so it's only like a couple levels they could get. So
speaking of which,
not surprising that they don't actually send those. Oh, actually only 30,000 per level. Okay.
That's a lot of levels, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's not bad.
Putting Beast Roar on the Great Stars for this boss here. Black Knife Assassin, okay.
Not the invisible one, luckily, so this one should be pretty easy. I really like the way that Great Stars deals with Black Knife Assassins. The range on it, you can just kind of keep smacking them while they're trying to stab you. So really, really nice decision, I think, here to swap. Oh, but gets grabbed! Stabbed, not half his health, so Rakushane's going to be completely fine, but definitely a bit slower there, just losing time on the grab.
Nice fight, other than that grab, but yeah, like you said, not too scary.
Meanwhile, Regal Moose here, the main thing is do not let it heal. Do not let it heal, so it's going to try to teleport away and try to heal. Oh, but it's not that far. Should be able to easily clean it up here with 2 more weapon arts. Very, very nice.
That is so good. That weapon art, I mean, I've already known about that, but yeah, that is so convenient in so many bosses here.
Yeah. Really, really good. Ooh, Deathrite Bird, but with a bunch of enemies around, could be scary. Rakushane is luring it out. Very, very smart. And with the strike damage that he actually has double strike damage. He's got the balls for strike damage or the Great Stars for strike damage. Should go down super, super quickly.
Yeah,
Red Bear, we were just
talking about Rugalia. Whoa, it looks like, that looked like the screen got hit with mustard. I don't know what that looked like for you, but I thought mustard was on the screen for a sec. Anyway, Rugalia.
Why do you say it like that?
Rugalia?
Yeah, it's got to be Rugalia. It's got to be Rugalia.
What language did it come from? That'll change how it's pronounced.
Yeah, but like, what language would say Rugalia?
Like a phonetic language would be Rugalia over Rugalia.
I don't. Maybe. I don't know. It sounds weird to me. I'm gonna go with Rugalia. I don't know. That sounds weird to me.
Polish, Spanish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in Serbian, a lot of these like weird, like non-totally English names, I'll pronounce more like Serbian, which is just phonetic. Like that's what I like about Serbian language. Everything is pronounced the way it's spelled, and so like.
So. Rugalia is also, that's also the way it was spelled.
In what world does that A pronounced Rugalia or whatever you're saying? Rugalia. Like, that's not an A, bro.
What do you say? Ruga? You're saying
Ruga,
the A makes an sound?
Rugalia. Both of the A's are pronounced the same.
Rugalia. I don't know.
Listen, until Miyazaki himself writes me a letter saying it's not pronounced like that, it will always be Rugalia to me.
If it was Japanese, it would be Rugalia. So, I mean, not with that.
Yeah, so it's closer to what I'm saying.
But that's not
You're
that's
welcome.
Still different. Rugalia.
Whatever, guys. How do I pronounce Slave Night Gale? Is this a bit? How many ways is there to pronounce Slave Night Gale?
I just want to know instead of Gael.
Guile. Whatever, guys.
Slave Knight Gael.
Anyway, let's get focused back to what's going on here. We
Yeah,
have
true,
14 minutes left. We have 14 minutes left. One of our gamers has died, and the other one has not died.
Yeah, the death happened on Melania at a score of 23, where just got hit by too many hits of the waterfowl dance that caused some rot buildup immediately into the illusions, where got caught under them, fully procced the rot, got stabbed by the final hit of the illusions, brought too low, and then Rakushane was not able to heal before the rot ticked down and killed him. So that is where the one death has happened. His score is locked at 23. It was completely brutal. It was like one of the most absurd sequences of attacks that I have seen from Melania. And yeah, because of that, is currently behind by 2 bosses and that 1 death. We would need to see a death from Helios in order for Rakushane to have a chance at this point. But I mean, with 14 minutes left, that's not a lot of time to have a death. But we have seen a death within the final minutes here in some of the other matches. So it is not over yet.
Yeah, so it's not over till it's over is the thing I like to say. And that is absolutely relevant in Deathless Random League as well, because a death could actually happen at any point. This Erdtree Burial Watchdog actually a little bit spooky for a second.
Yeah, not using the Crystal Dart strat actually got really low from that. Okay, but now brings it back. One more hit.
Nice. Almost very
nice
scary. So what we're going to be looking for here, if we want Rakushane to get back into it, is not only does Helios have to have a death, but Rakushane's gonna need to have likely 2 more score than Helios, just because if it is tied, if it is 68 to 68, for example, the winner will be the guy who has reached score 68 first. So in the case that it is tied, not only does Rakushane need in order for Rakushane to get back into it, he needs to have likely 2 more score than Helios and also a death from Helios. So, we'll see. We'll see if that will be happening.
Yeah, it's not looking likely because Helios has played very, very cleanly so far. Has not gotten as close to death as many times, although there was the one time with Rakshasa at the very, very start where Helios was on like 1 health, but since then has really, really cleaned it up and really played super nicely. Has taken some calculated risks, let himself get a little low, but not too low. Ooh, nice stagger out of the big explosion. I got a little scared there for Helios because I thought the iron balls might have missed, and if it had, that could have been scary. But honestly, great job getting the stagger and just getting the quick kill there.
Yeah, I would say both of the players have been playing really well. I mean, where Rakushane died, it was kind of just an unfortunate, like super bad RNG of moves, and then just super unlucky with not having even a second to heal. Both players have been playing very cleanly, and yeah, it was just a little bit of an unfortunate event there.
Yeah, definitely. But Helios has still maintained the lead in bosses, usually only by about 1. I mean, they're almost tied, but by 1 or 2 for most of the match. So it's not as though, it's only because of the death that Rakushane isn't currently winning. He also needs to get just a little bit faster than Helios to come back into this. And Helios has just played so clean up to this point. Has 70 bosses at an hour 49. He's going to get probably close to that 80 pace. I don't think he gets all the way to 80. I don't actually know how fast these last few bosses are, but I think he'll end somewhere maybe like 77 or 78 if I had to put a number to it.
78 in 10 more minutes, you think so?
I think he can. I think there is still some decently fast ones to do here. Maybe I'm being optimistic, but I think so. I think he can get 7 more in 10.5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see. We got a Rugalia here on the on Rakushane's screen.
we got a Rugalia here on Rakushane's screen. Yep.
I feel like it's just like it's something that every Elden Ring player has is just pronouncing someone's name differently. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or like Skidoo. There are some people who are like, it's Shadow. Okay, then say Shadow, but everyone else is gonna say
it was
Skidoo.
I know it was supposed to be Shadow, but they got a little too fancy with it. They're like, ah, yes, we'll use the old English spelling, and then everyone just went Skidoo. What's a Skidoo?
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, just calling it, like, okay, I picked up a Skidoo here. You know what that means. But if you're like, I picked up a Shadow here, like, bruh. Like, you could say I picked up a Shadow fragment, a Shadow tree fragment, whatever. But ain't no one saying I picked up a Shadow. I have 10 Shadow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, very
it's
true.
Like jail,
it is just easier to, have the slightly different words. And as long as we understand what each other are referring to, like, it doesn't really matter exactly how you pronounce it. And that's kind of fun. It would be interesting. A lot of the stuff is just not pronounced by any of the characters in game. So you really don't have a way to know how to pronounce it. All you have is the spelling, and then it's just up to you.
Yeah, I kind of have an issue with Millennia, because I call her Millennia, because I pronounce it in, like, a Serbian way, but then I realized that she says her own name, and she says Melania, but I just think the voice actress just took that into her own hands, but I think it should be Millennia.
Now, doesn't Miyazaki work, like, really closely with the voice actors and make sure they say everything right?
Does he?
I think it might just be Melania.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, like I said, we all say things differently, and it's like a rite of passage. Like, you just have to say something that everyone else is gonna get annoyed about.
That's true. I say Castus, which is, like, completely wrong when it's supposed to be Cestus.
Oh my god, I've never said that out loud. There are so many things. It's like when you read a lot and you just pronounce, like, every word wrong because you only ever read it, you know?
Yep.
But ethereal is a weird one. When I learned how to pronounce ethereal, it was like, huh? Like, I definitely thought it was ethereal. No, ethereal. I thought it was ethereal for a while.
Ethereal. Yeah. Yeah, you like to, I think, enunciate the later parts of the word more, whereas I think a lot of words are enunciated a little bit earlier in the word. Oh, corporeal. Yeah, that's also a weird one.
Yeah, that is a weird one. Anyway.
What's the word Dom said horrendously? Does he say geezer, or is that Zoodle that? Or do both of them say geezer?
Geezer for what?
For geyser.
Oh, for geyser?
He's like the baboosh from the geezer.
Dom says almost everything wrong just to piss people off.
Yeah, he's a good rage baiter. Sanjuine,
round hole table.
Archipelagio.
Hi, Electo, I mean, she's not invisible, obviously, but I think this fight can actually be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, mostly that one big, like, Malekith-like attack that she has, where she jumps up and, like, slams down. If you get caught in that, it is a blender. It feels like a little mini waterfowl dance. But a nice clean fight from Rakushane. We'll see if Helios has a similarly clean fight here. And this will get Helios to 75. I think Helios can definitely get to 78 by the end of this. I might have underestimated Helios. He has been zooming while we've been talking about pronunciation.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, he really cleaned up some of those bosses.
Ooh, getting kind of low though.
Okay.
Okay,
no,
nice dodge.
That was scary for just a moment there.
Just a moment.
Yeah,
There's lots
I
of
guess
health
you're right.
also compared to other ones, yeah.
3 more bosses in 6 minutes. I mean, seems doable.
That seems very, very doable. He might even get to 79. 80 feels far, but I think 78 or 79 very possible for Helios. And Rakushane on pace for maybe more like a 76 to maybe 77.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so Rakushane still preying on a death from Helios, and a death from Helios would lose him a boss or two. So it's still possible, but it's all in Helios's court. If he just stays consistent, it's a win. And if he dies, could swing the other way.
Man, imagine if Furnace Golems had, like, there was one boss Furnace Golem. We'd all be screwed in these randomizers.
Yeah. A tiny cave with a Furnace Golem would be awful. I mean, especially you use Torrent to, like, iframe some of its attacks, and if you could not do that in a cave, it would be so bad.
Damn.
All right, nice kill from
Maybe
Helios.
Miyazaki thought about that. Yeah, super clean. He's actually just zooming at this point.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he mogged out here. Oh, I guess it's because he didn't grab any graces along the way, so he doesn't have to take the teleporter at the end.
Yeah, he's been mogging a lot, actually. I've been noticing that as his as a little strat, I guess.
Yeah, it's efficient. Okay, heading for the Dragonkin Soldier. It is Dragon Barrow scaling, so this is a place where you could potentially die. His damage is still incredible, and gets a stagger right away. I don't think he'll have any problem. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So nice.
No chance of death if you just stagger it like that.
Yeah.
And with a score of 77, what? Maybe he does get to 80. Look at how fast he's going.
4 minutes left. I just don't think the bosses are quick enough to reach.
He does, yeah. I think he did kind of scoop up all the fast ones he had. I think he had a pocket of extreme efficiency of, like, all the really close bosses. I think he is running low now, and it's kind of into a bit of the reserves, a bit of the, okay, now I've got to travel a bit further, so...
Yeah.
But at this point, it would be possible for Rakushane to still get to 77. Rakushane would have to get to 78 to possibly win, and he would need Helios to die right now. But with a demi-human queen, I don't see that happening. One more kill for Helios, and it's probably over, but that's a ton of damage to take at one time. Okay, does get the stagger. This is not going to fully kill Maggie. Not even get her to half quite. He's just got to lock in, stay careful here.
Damage, though.
What was that?
Like, she hit him for half a health bar. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, she does hit very, very hard. So it could be scary. But no, okay, he plays it safe. He backs out from her attacks. Yeah. Okay, he'll be fine here. Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
With 78, I think that seals it. I don't think Rakushane, even with no more deaths, I don't think can get to 79. He could get to 78, but if you tie, it would go to the person who got to 78 first, which would be Helios. So I think this match might just be officially concluded at this point.
Unless Helios... I mean, wait, even if Helios dies twice, though, his score would be locked at 78. Yeah, his score would just be
locked at 78. Yeah, so I think it's over. I think it's over. Unless Rakushane pulls out a magical 79 here and Helios dies, that's just going to be it. That's going to be GG. Excellently played match by both of them. But unfortunately, that one death really costing Rakushane, and Helios just playing consistently and quickly.
Yeah. Helios, I will say both of these players have been playing very well, but I really am fascinated by Helios's, like, just super confident, like, super knows what he's doing. Like you said, calculated risks. Like, I want to say aggressive, risky play, but it just doesn't feel like it's risky for him. He feels like he really knows what he's doing. So, I think it's really impressive.
Really, really, really impressive. Helios with 2 minutes left. Doesn't look like he's rushing for the next boss. Okay, no, he's still going for it. Going for the Rot Lake, or the Rot Cave here. And probably that'll be his last boss, I think. I think this cave is long enough. I don't think he'll be able to get this one and one more. Whereas Rakushane trying to scoop up, it looks like maybe his last boss here, the Stillwater Cave. So it looks like we might end with a score of 80 with no deaths by Helios. That's excellent, excellent score. To 77 with a death for Rakushane, which will put his actual score locked at only 23.
Yeah, a score of 80 is it's a really great score in the DRL. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely
At this
a
point in the
fantastic
league,
score.
though,
You don't see higher than that. In the
yeah.
matches, we've seen an 84 and an 81. Rakushane actually got an 81 in a previous match, in his previous match to get here. And actually so did Helios. They actually both got 81 in their previous match that they won to get here. But above 80 is very rare. So they have almost maxed out on the potential for this seed.
Yeah, and with 7 seconds left, and Rakushin gets his final boss with a count of 77. Unfortunately, locked at 23 due to his death. With 20 seconds left, I think Helios is probably done here at 80 bosses, which is a really high number for this. So yeah, the game does go to LazyHelios. Super well played, definitely deserved. Unfortunately for Rakushin, I mean, that Millennia kill was just really unlucky. That was really unfortunate. I mean, the death.
Yeah. It was
played really
an
well.
absurd situation to be put in. But, you know, what can you do but say, hey,
yeah.
Rakushane was also just a little bit slower this particular day.
Yeah.
So it kind of came down to the death and it came down to the speed. And Helios, you know, played basically perfectly. Score of 80. Nothing more you could ask for. And hopefully Rakushane will also say, hey, I played great. You know, got a little unfortunate, and unfortunately on this day was also a little bit slower. So, you know, hopefully he just tips his cap to Helios, because Helios played so well to win this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at this point in the league, the players are just so good. They're so strong. Everyone is going to be good. Everyone is going to be hard to beat. So, yeah, I mean, super great game. This will be Rakushane's final game in the Deathless Rando League. We are in the losers bracket here, and LazyHelios will be going on.
Yeah, you'll be facing up against Keijiro next in the losers quarterfinals, and the winner of that will head into, you know, the losers semis, into the losers finals. So Helios has got quite a few matches ahead of him if he wants to win, but keeps his hopes alive, and one more match for the next time that whenever they schedule it. I wanted to say next week, but it's like, it's not really next week because they're doing stuff, but whenever it gets scheduled.
Yeah, they're busy. They're busy. Yeah, so chat, in terms of me, I don't have any games scheduled. No one does. That's kind of it for right now. They got some stuff going on in France, speedrun right now, so they're taking a short kind of break from DRL. But I assume that they'll be back probably mid to late next week. And we will see you guys then. Hopefully I get to commentate some of those matches. And Mitch, if he's not being stolen by Dom, he'll be maybe commentating with me if he wants. No pressure.
Hopefully, I do
Mitch.
love to do it. I love to do it all the time. Please, please invite me back. Yeah, Dom keeps stealing me away for bingo stuff, but you know, I love to do it both. It's always so much fun.
Well, Mitch, do you have any final words about this match? Or anything?
I mean, just a final GGs to both players. You know, well played, hard fought, and that's about it. And thank you for having me on commentary. And you know, good luck to both the players in their future endeavors. And good luck, Parky, on the bingo that you're now a part of, as well as all future commentary that you'll do for the DRL as well.
Thank you, Mitch. If you guys don't know Mitch, but you are into his commentary, Mitch has been doing a lot of Elden Ring bingo commentary on his streams recently, so feel free to check him out for that, you know, that among a bunch of other stuff. But specifically, I know Mitch is really good at commentary, and if you guys are into that, go check out his channel. And we'll definitely be seeing you back, Mitch. So I guess that'll conclude this for today. Chat, I'm going to keep stream on. Today is going to be the first day of my Elden Ring bingo practice arc. So if you want to see that, please stick around. I'm probably going to just take a 10-minute break and get a bite and change out of this outfit, and I'll be back. But I'll give you guys some Elden Ring music or something while you wait. But yeah, Mitch, thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, thanks for having me. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, chat. Bye, chat.
Bye, Mitch. Well, chat, amazing. That was so much fun. Big congrats to LazyHelios for the win. That was awesome. Yeah, let me choose this outcome. 50-50 is crazy. Like, almost exactly 50-50. But yeah, I'm gonna keep stream on. We are going to be doing Elden Ring practice starting today. I'm not done with Persona 5, but I have under 2 months to get into the bingo, and I'm super, super determined to actually put a lot of practice into it. So, don't know what the Persona schedule is going to be looking like. I'll probably be doing a lot of practice. I will be doing practice off stream as well, so we will have a Persona stream here and there as well, but it's not going to be daily Persona streams or anything because, again, I'm playing for Team Serbia. I got to get my shit together. So, I'm starving. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So, I'm going to go grab a bite, but I will leave stream on. Let me just change my titles real quick. I hope you guys had fun watching. Mitch is a great commentator. So, Elden Ring bingo practice arc. We are going to lock in. Yeah, I'm not going to play any bingo games, but I'm basically going to just be running through some items. I don't know. I honestly don't even know where to start. But you know what happens with that? Like, if you don't know where to start, just start somewhere. You know what I mean? What else can you really do? So, somewhere is better than just being paralyzed. Greetings from Germany. Thank you for casting. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I gotta relearn. So what my plan is I'm going to be taking notes. And I really wanted to do the note stuff off stream because I know it's boring, but I mean, then I was like, okay, well, if I could like, you know, do that off stream and then start stream after, but then it's like, okay, well, why would I do that when I could just be on stream? You know, maybe it's not the most riveting content, but it's kind of the same thing. So might as well be on stream for that stuff. I will be taking notes, and I also do plan on practicing every boss that will be relevant, but especially the bosses that are super relevant, like Rolana, Mesmer, Margit, Morgott, Radon's. I really gotta make sure, like, whatever. Let's talk about this after. I have some plans and some ideas and stuff. But I'm gonna take maybe 10 minutes or so. You guys keep each other company, and I'll put on some music for you. Here, you know what I know you want? All right, have fun.